running or not. Oh wait, I screwed up.
Oh wait.
There we go. No, I was able to show the thing, but I don't know if it showed up. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Thought you're working now. Oh, whatever. People already seen like the part of the bracket and stuff. Whatever. We screwed. What is going on, everyone? Commodore Laz here today, bringing to you guys the 2020 Manga March Madness Tournament, the last of the March Madness tournaments that we're going to be doing for the month of March. So, pretty simple concept, we just vote on, certain things, different topics and everything like that. This time around for manga, we'll be voting on the top 32 series that are currently out or completed or whatever it may be. But before we even get into things, let's introduce some of the people that are going to be here for tonight's stream. Some people coming in after the fact, so might be running a little bit late, but regardless, we got some people in here right now. We got Dritz, the Drag Down.
That's me.
The drag.
We got my boy Zoro Fanboy 124, aka Aniki.
Hey guys.
We got JD Legend.
You, what's up?
We got Sen Eto.
What's good? What's good?
We got the homie Silva.
Yo.
And we got Straw Hat Pat.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 7 right now. A few more going to come in after the fact, and we'll go from there. So basically just explain things real quick in terms of this. So we're just going to be basically voting on whichever series from the manga series are there, like between the matchups, and whoever ends up winning from the votes will go on to the next round. If it goes to a tie, and for whatever reason, we're not able to get to like a definitive decision, we'll just go to a straw poll, and the chat will be playing as the final voter and determines the fate of the matchup. So any questions you guys want to ask before we get started?
All good.
I'm good.
Good?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so let me switch over now to the actual thing, and you guys can see the matchups afterwards. I mean, if you start beginning of the stream, you would have seen it, but just for FYI, I basically did this 3 times in a row to get these matchups. The third time, and we have some pretty chaotic matchups. Start things off. So the first matchup we got is Kingdom versus Ashita no Joe.
Ooh.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Baby boy.
Starting off with the bang.
Yeah.
What up? It's a baby shake. One of my top 5.
I've only seen one of them, so.
Hey,
Yeah.
how you doing, man?
What's going on, friend? How
Hey,
you
we
doing,
here,
bro?
bro.
How's
Hey, what's
how's
good?
yeah, I'm here. I'm in the house. How's everybody doing? Thanks for
Good,
asking.
brother.
Hey.
But yeah, we start off with the first matchup, so you're on time. So first match we got here is
Nice.
Kingdom versus Ashita no Joe. Just to play it safe on my end, I'll start it off because I feel like by the time we get to to me, and if it's already been decided, then it's like it is what it is. But for my vote,
Gotcha. Well, I already have my end.
it's tough, man. I love Kingdom to death. It's probably one of the reasons why I started my channel and everything. But my vote goes to Ashita no Joe. Ashita no Joe, probably one of the best stories you're gonna see that's so ahead of its time, coming out from like the 1960s, 1970s, Joyobuki greatness, Rikishi, Carlos Rivera.
Absolutely.
Like there's just so many goats when it comes to that, and just like the body of work itself. Like you would see something like that and think the 60s is just gonna be mechas and whatever it may be, but not. One of the best boxing stories you're ever gonna see here, man. So for me, Ashita no Joe. It's tough to choose over against Kingdom, but
It's timeless too, man.
it definitely is. But we'll be doing it from top to bottom. So Dritz will be your vote if you have to choose between the two.
Wait, Laz, real quick before we continue, could you just PM me a link to the YouTube stream of this so I can share this around my circles?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll send you that. But
Yeah, PM me so I can share it around. Go ahead.
yeah, but yeah, Dritz, what's your vote?
So I've only heard of Ashita no Joe. I have not actually read it, but I have read Kingdom, and I did enjoy Kingdom quite a bit.
Yeah.
So automatically, I'd have to go with what I know. So I'd pick Kingdom. I feel like Kingdom would actually be the #1 series in Jump right now if I had a good anime.
Yes, sir. Agreed. 1,000%.
All right, let me just put that in there real quick.
That's facts.
So we'll go
Sure,
there.
that's happening as well.
Next one, Ebo, your pick.
Sando.
Hey.
Just need to know Joe, man.
All right, let me get you. Hold on, I'm just sending you the link right now. Put your vote in. So
Yeah. PM me on Messenger. I just sent you a message.
okay, I put it on Twitter. I just sent it to you right now.
Yes, that works. That works too.
Yeah. Okay, so 2-1 right now for Ashita no Joe. Next one would be Zoro, your pick.
Damn. Well, I gotta say, I'm pleasantly surprised. A lot of people out here know about Ashita no Joe. There are very few that I talk
Is
to.
that Zoro fanboy? What the fuck?
Yo,
Yeah.
this dude.
Oh, shit.
I love Evil,
What's
man. I love my boy. That's funny.
Be out here.
Oh my god. That's my guy.
What's up? He's so surprised. What's up, man? Yeah, man. So, Ashita no Joe deserves more praise for sure. I love it.
Facts.
It's definitely a product of its time, though. I will admit, it's a bit dated to a certain extent. It is timeless to a certain extent. I love that Joe isn't like your typical goody two shoes type main character. In fact, he's just an asshole. He's just a straight asshole for like the first number of episodes that I watched. It was great watching him just be a piece of shit to everyone. But yeah, he's a really kind of deep character, bro. Like once you start kind of unlaying the peeling back the layers, man, he's really an incredible character. So I got to give Joe a lot of credit, but that being said, I just cannot compare it to Kingdom. Kingdom is on another level, in my opinion. As much as I love Joe and has sentimental value because I've seen it a long time ago, Kingdom just has that certain type of appeal, that certain type of hype, that certain type of emotional impact that, while Joe certainly has at some points, it doesn't match up to Kingdom, man. Kingdom just hits a certain level of hypeness that Joe could hit like certain fights, but it's just not there, bro. It's just not there. I hate that this is the two that go up against each other because they're both really great, and Joe is underrated. But Kingdom's that shit, man.
Okay, I respect that then. Okay, so 2-2. I mean, it's tough, man, because it's like for me, it's like if I'm looking at it, it's like I'm picking either one of my current favorites or just one like the best stories you like ever see. But Kingdom, it's like it's on one of those things where it could eclipse that depending on how things pan out at the end of the story too. So
things are bad right now in Kingdom, but I mean, for just the coalition arc alone is just goddamn.
Yeah, I feel that. But yeah, next one, I think Jay, your pick.
I watched Megalobox. I never read Ashita no Joe, but Megalobox. I know it doesn't, right? But I know where it. I know it. Listen, I know where it stems from. You know what I mean? It's just like at the end of the day, bro. I have to have some sort of reference because I could just be unfair and say fuck Ashita no Joe and just say Kingdom. I could do that, but I wanted to be fair. I wanted to be a reasonable human being. But since you said that, Kingdom, don't even consider Ashita no Joe. I want to see it. It's okay. And I hope it wins too. I hope it wins because of him.
That's funny. Okay, so Kingdom up 3-2 now. That was really well said though, Jay. Said
I was just trying to be nice, but it's all right.
No, you good. You said it from the heart, bro.
I agree with basically everything you said.
Shit. Sen, your pick.
Now I'm in the same boat as Dritz because I haven't seen Joe and I've heard amazing things about it, but I haven't seen it. So I'm gonna have to go for Kingdom. Coalition arc is one of the greatest arcs in manga period.
Yes, sir.
That I've read.
Say it again.
I've never been more hyped, emotionally drained than in that arc. The ending of that arc. Sei's character is still the GOAT. Shin,
yes, sir.
The GOAT. But say even more GOAT.
Mobu
was kind of that fight, bro. I will watch the anime just for that fight.
Bro, that's the only reason I'm watching the anime.
I will watch it for that and my girl Yotanma. Because
I got a question for you. I got a question for you, Kingdom fans, real quick, because I know I want to say it was maybe a couple 2 years ago where like the sales went mad crazy, right?
Yeah.
So here's my question: if its anime wasn't dog shit, do you guys think it would have had like a Kimetsu no Yaiba style effect on?
It would have blown.
It would be I'm not talking about. I'm talking about like how like in terms of popularity, because
I'm telling you, popularity. Yes.
Even without a good anime, last year it still was number 2 in Jump with a shit ton of sales. It was actually pretty close to One Piece.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
In terms of Young Jump,
it does really well.
These are the best series there, and like the thing too, like what kind of helped it out was the fact that it was getting like a lot of popularity from like the talk shows and stuff over the last couple of years that were really pushing Kingdom. Yeah. I definitely think that if it had like a proper anime adaptation, I think what helped too is the fact that it appeals like a higher audience in terms of like the elderly people and stuff. So like more like us, our age and stuff. I think that's something you would appeal a war series compared to kids. So yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's a little violent, but it's not like crazy. It's just a little kind of.
It's war at the end of the day.
It seems like it does like I don't have the numbers in front of me, but like every yearly sales, it seems like it's doing top 5 the last couple of years, and it does it without like really an anime, which is crazy. So that shows you right there.
I'm telling you, like if Studio Wit took and adapted it, it would be like Attack on Titan level.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, that's wild.
I agree.
Definitely. Kingdom loves their kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, now this you.
There it is. Big night.
All right, where are you at? I see River City Boys. I'll go with your pick, Naya. So we're on the first matchup. Shita no Joe versus Kingdom.
I fucking hate Naya Joe.
Wait. Why is the first one so hard? Wait a minute.
Because I'm the generator, man.
I just got here. I'm trying to relax. Come in.
I'm telling you, this manga one is gonna be really hard.
I'm gonna go with Ashita no Joe, but like I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about it.
Yeah.
You should feel good about it. You should be good, man.
But understand that that's a completed narrative, so my thoughts on it are already done and completed. Yeah. So with Kingdom, it could get better, it could be worse in the long run.
Man, ain't nobody trying to hear all that, man. Ain't nobody.
You got it.
Shut up. Just know that me and Evo voted for Ashita no Joe, so we're on the same wavelength.
I voted Joe, baby. I voted for Joe, baby.
You say keep that bullshit.
Ain't worry about all that, man.
What you thought this was a political debate?
Y'all had y'all coalition arc, man. Listen, man, this is good enough. Man.
Did it have that Carlos Rivera fight? I don't know, man. Did it have that Rikishi fight? I don't know, but it's
what I'm saying, man.
It's tough, bro.
That was a hell of a one to start with. Bro. Shit,
man, there's too many classics. But we have 4-3 right now. Kingdom's up over Ashita no Joe. We have 2 more votes to go through, which are Silva's and Pat's. Silva, your pick.
That's a 7-game series. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to do this because I haven't completed Joe. Or even really got into it.
I love to see it.
Yeah! That's what I wanted.
And Kingdom is in my top 5 as well. So yeah.
This is what y'all doing.
That was objective.
I hope you're suffering, bro. I hope you're suffering. Whoever said that.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Oh man, of course someone would do this.
I'm about to take Fran off my top 5. That's wild.
That's facts, yo. He has to go.
I'm about to take Fran off my top 5.
Oh my god. And then Pat. Well, we already know who the decider is, but if you have to choose.
Yeah, I would have picked Kingdom. This shit is amazing. It's one of the greatest stories I've ever heard. I mean, not heard, read.
Yeah.
Listen to him.
You can say heard. It's okay. We'll forgive you.
Listen to an audio novel.
You can hear it. The anime exists. You know what I'm saying?
Does it?
It does not.
Hey, don't worry. Say speech is so good you can hear it.
That's a good point.
Exactly. But so Kingdom goes through 6-3, and we go straight into the next matchup. So we have Pluto by Naoki Urasawa versus Hunter x Hunter. Now,
Wash.
Anyone have before we even
I gotta Google what
Pluto is, man.
Pluto is in my top 8 manga, but
this man said top 8.
It's really good.
Top 8. It's my favorite. It's my favorite Urasawa series, man. It's my favorite Urasawa.
Laz, what did you say? It's Pluto versus what?
So Pluto versus Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, it's going against Hunter x Hunter though. So.
You already know the gimmick. You already know the gimmick. Let's go.
Yeah.
Naya's petty as shit, bro.
Oh man.
I've heard Pluto is the worst out of the 3 main.
That's all I needed to hear.
That's propaganda.
Not getting past this round.
From what I've heard, Monster and 20th Century Boys are like the king.
Yeah, like
that's propaganda, my man. That's propaganda, my boy.
Is it?
Pluto, I don't think he has a bad series, to be honest.
Yeah, it's gonna get an anime soon.
He doesn't.
By Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. Like
this
year or next year, yeah. It's been in the works
for real.
I'll watch that. I'll watch that.
They're supposed to be doing, I think, like 1-hour episodes from what I was told from way back in the day. But like, it's supposed to be like between now or next year we're supposed to be getting it. So
you drop that shit now, nigga. I'm in quarantine, nigga. I mean,
I
need some shit to watch.
I need it.
I need some shit to watch, man.
But I'll go with my pick first, and it's tough because I wanted to start Pluto for a long time and just buy the volumes and everything. But at the time, it was like 20 a pop for a volume, which I thought was kind of wild.
Yeah,
I know you could read the scam, which is an easy thing to say, but them translations at the time with them coffee stains, just not it. And it's Naoki Urasawa, so I don't like disrespecting the guy like that, but that means unfortunately I gotta go Hunter x Hunter. But that's gonna be my pick. So Hunter x Hunter goes up 1-0. Are we saying you both?
Laz, have you seen how the volumes are put together? They're really sturdy. Like they're really nice.
I know it's 8 volumes, and it's like each character they have like, on the cover and stuff. Yeah, like I wanted to get into so bad.
They've got 2 volumes,
but
I feel you.
Yeah, that's in 2 volumes or
yeah. No, it's like 8.
So I have 2 volumes.
Yeah. Oh, you have 2 volumes. Okay. Yeah, it's 8 volumes I know in total, but Dritz, your choice: Pluto or Hunter x Hunter.
Okay, so I've never even actually heard of Pluto before.
So Hunter x Hunter. There you go. And I know
by default. I don't even know what the plot's about. I have not heard anyone ever say anything about this series.
No one has ever said
the first take on Astro.
All I do is talk to manga nerds, and I've never heard anyone ever mentioned this name before. This means not good. I definitely would have to read it to give myself a better picture of what it would be about.
Yeah. Picture a post-apocalyptic seinen Astro Boy, but
might have to give it to it based on the plot synopsis alone. Then
Astro Boy, bro, don't do that.
You want to do that?
Don't do that. Astro Boy, that nigga.
I'll probably give it to Hunter x Hunter though. I could retcon this later. If I read it though.
Ebo, your pick with Pluto, I assume.
No, it's actually on Hunter. It's a tough matchup, and I've made a living off slandering and trolling Togashi for around a decade.
I believe it. It was like every call we're in, we always.
I don't deserve this.
Oh man, but so what was announced? 3-0. Zoro.
Yeah, I've read a bit of Pluto, though I didn't finish it. It's really good, but I mean, Hunter x Hunter is Hunter x Hunter. This is gonna get sweet.
Wait, that's Zoro fanboy?
Yo, shut up.
Yes, the second
person. What is every time?
I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it.
He heard people say that one time.
He had to do it.
I did it the first time.
I promise you, I tried not to.
It's too good to pass up, man. But it's Zoro. You picked Hunter x Hunter, right?
Yeah, it's hard not to, man. Honestly, I take even Billy Bat, 20th Century Boys, and Monster over it.
I gotta check that out. Yeah. I heard Billy Bat was mad good.
Billy Bat.
It ended like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, it ended like 3-4 years ago, I think, something like that.
It's good.
Yeah, I remember when it was coming out, people were talking about how good it was.
Yeah, and he has another work right now at the moment, Asadora. That's on the moments, but
I haven't.
Damn, this nigga loves drawing manga. He's out of the
I initially I read the first 4 chapters of Asadora, but then he went on hiatus afterwards because he's literally he writes a batch, disappears, writes a batch, disappears.
He's on that Rocky energy a little bit.
Miura. Well, he has that Earl style energy. Honestly, he deserves it though for the heat that he puts out.
Dude's on the 5th series. He just doesn't take a break. He just goes right to the next.
He's got way more actually too. He has half.
Yeah, even more.
He's got
really.
He's got Master Keaton. He got his discography might be one of the best ever. Yeah.
I gotta look into that.
The thing about him is I don't think I've read about manga from him. Whether or not I it blew me away. They're all solid.
Yeah, they're consistent.
They're at least very solid, very sound.
Mm-hmm. So we have 4-0 right now for Hunter.
Oh, go ahead.
Are you saying Evil? Sorry.
No. I was gonna say, do you guys think you could pull off do you guys think you could pull off a shonen if he tried?
Well, I mean, he's been saying it for a long time. I don't see why he wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, his stories aren't necessarily all overtly violent or.
Yeah.
No, he does handle violence. But...
Well, I mean, for the demographic, it shouldn't really matter because I think now because he's such a polished storyteller, it doesn't matter what demographic you put him in, he'll make it work.
Yeah, I think 20th Century Boys could have been a shonen for most of it.
It could have, yeah. That's my second favorite series. It's a good one.
Yeah,
Century Boys is dope. I gotta reread that.
We'll move things forward. So we're 4-0 right now for Hunter x Hunter over Pluto. Jay, your choice.
My position is the exact same as Dritz.
Okay, so 5-0.
Oh, good, man. Me and Jake is on the same page right here.
Naya, you decide things here.
I don't decide nothing.
You actually do because it can switch over here now, though.
I don't believe it, but you know, Togashi getting him out of there. You know.
Sen.
I vote for Togashi.
Okay, so then the last two, Silva and Pat, you're on agreement with Hunter x Hunter, or?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so
Bro, Hunter x Hunter manga right now is so fire.
Okay, so the next round's
gonna be right now, like the shit come out. Just stop capping over there. Right now. Just calm down over there. It's not capping.
All I know is round 2 is gonna be very interesting when we get to that after. But moving on to the next one, we have now another tough matchup: Vinland Saga versus Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh.
Yeah, and for me,
oh boy,
it's tough because it's like, do I go with? Because obviously one's completed, one's still ongoing. Do I go with two classics that define its era, or two classics that when you really look at it, were some of like the best stuff back to back you can ask for? So Prologue and Farmland versus Kyoto and Jinchu. I gotta go with Vinland Saga for me, man. Just because the writing speaks to me more, and maybe I get some bias because of my current feelings on Watsuki, but like as a story and stuff, I think Vinland Saga to me just gravitates a little bit more, just off the feeling. But Vinland Saga gets my pick. Dritz.
Okay, so I actually just started reading Vinland Saga recently, and I've been enjoying it a lot so far, but I have not gotten far into the series. I expect it to get much, much better, but I don't know for sure. I've heard of the farm arc. I've heard it's actually pretty good. I've heard it's divisive. I'm going to decide for myself, but I grew up on Rurouni Kenshin, both like reading it and then watching it, so I'm going to have to go with Rurouni Kenshin here.
Okay. That's not bad, you can't go wrong with that.
You can't go wrong with either of these choices. Like, it hurts me just seeing one of them go, but Ebo.
All right, real quick. So I didn't read too much of Vinland Saga before I put it down, but I thought it was even like the little content that I read. It may have been like 5 volumes. Some of the best seinen stuff I read, besides maybe Vagabond and Berserk in 20th Century. But with that said, I'm a Kenshin tard, and I think it's one of the best shonen battle mangas ever.
Listen,
and
that Kyoto arc, bro. That Kyoto.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro.
The Jinchu's just as good too, man. Like, you tell me we getting like Kenshin's backstory and everything too. It's just like trust and betrayal came off of that. Like, come on, like.
Yeah, man. And look, there's too many goats in Kenshin for me to not vote for Kenshin. There's too many goats in Kenshin. From Ashita Saito to Kenshin himself, I'm gonna go with Kenshin as my vote.
Yeah. Okay, so 2-1 right now for Kenshin. Zoro.
It's tough. It's really tough, man, because I really do respect Kenshin a lot. There's so many great characters in Kenshin, so many great fights. The Kyoto arc is excellent, but Vinland Saga is like pinnacle manga. Like not even.
That's facts.
There are very few manga that I could say that are above Vinland Saga for me. Maybe like Berserk and Vagabond. Yeah, Vinland Saga is one of my top 3 favorite mangas of all time, and I think that the prologue of Vinland Saga, if you want to call it that, is probably like on Berserk Golden Age level of an amazing writing and character building, development, and Askeladd is the best antagonist ever written. Outside of maybe Griffith. He is incredible, complex, deep, likable, hateable. He's just amazing character. I mean, after that, it's debatable whether or not Vinland Saga maintains its quality. Currently, it's kind of mediocre, honestly. But Vinland Saga, for as good as it was, for as long as it was, to that level of quality, it's way above Rurouni Kenshin for me.
Okay. I can respect that. I respect that.
Oh, that was cat.
Of course you'd see it.
Why did he do that?
He was waiting for that moment. That's why.
I know. Give me a second. I gotta go unsub the Zoro fanboy real quick. But,
Thank you. Yeah,
before we get
answer that question, what Nicholas asked you, because he asked a great question.
Let me see what my guy said. Hold on. He says, "Yo, Laz, where's Eden Zero at?" Next question.
Well said.
Next question.
Well said.
Hold on.
That's the best show.
I've never heard of it. So
Are we slandering one of the greatest mangakas of all time right now?
I would never slander Hiro Mashima.
Yo, Jay, what are you saying right now?
It's a legend. It's a living legend.
What's your pick, Jay?
So I just want to build context here, just for the streets to understand.
We don't want to hear it though.
No, listen, bro. When I moved in the country. You know, I was a British kid. You know what I'm saying? I was
the thing yeah.
You know, I didn't know much about culture yet. So I watched Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin.
Rurouni Kenshin.
The ghetto reverie is still affecting me. Give me some time. All right.
That's automatically a vote for Vinland. That's automatically a vote for Vinland.
Oh my god.
No, I just need you to understand that I only watched bits and pieces of the anime, and I never picked up the manga, and I still haven't to this day.
Okay.
However, I have not read Vinland Saga either. I've only read 3 chapters and watched 2 episodes.
Okay. So if I'm asking you, if you were given these 2 books, one had Vinland Saga, one had Rurouni Kenshin, which are you more enticed to get into?
The only is Vinland Saga, and only because I've seen it compared to Berserk and Vagabond, 2 of one of my favorite series ever to be read. If it's compared in that light, for me, Vinland Saga will always be more attractive than Rurouni Kenshin. That's why I would go.
That's a good reason.
That's the terrible reason.
No,
I don't even understand what the reason is. That's actually a factual reason, though.
The only reason I said that was because they're kind of similar in, like, how do I say that? What's the word? What's the phrase I'm looking?
It's just like raw. Those
delivery. Types of stories are kind of similar in the sense of, like, you know, they're more adult and yada yada whatever. We're like something like Kenshin, most people wouldn't compare it to something like that.
They have the same target demo.
Probably going to compare it to other shonen.
Basically, if you have the same taste for something like Berserk, you'd have the same taste for Vagabond and Vinland Saga.
Or it's likely. I'm not saying you will. It's likely.
Yeah,
because you think about me, I don't like any of this.
Right? Yeah, but you're Naya. You're Naya.
What does that mean?
You have no standard set of criteria for liking something.
You have a completely different standard. Everything you say is just contrary. You like the Bleach full bring arc for humor alone, bro.
Exactly.
I don't know what
that's not even its main concept at all.
That's what I'm saying.
That's wild.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to be funny, but that shit was hilarious. I don't know how anyone didn't enjoy that one.
You see what I mean?
That's crazy.
But Naya, we're at you now. So Vinland
Saga. Don't waste my time.
Okay, we can do that. What the hell?
What?
That was the streets calling.
I swear to God, I thought that was like the British national anthem or something. Forgive me. Sen.
I'm gonna go Vinland Saga.
Okay.
Because, Vinland Saga is my number 5 of all time.
Okay.
Manga. The farm arc, I agree. Not the prologue with Zoro, what Zoro said, but the farm arc, that I put on the same level as Golden Age, or Coalition, or one of those, like, kind of one of the best manga arcs I've ever seen. It just showed you could have a seinen that's kind of focused on battle. You could have an arc without any battle at all and still be a GOAT arc.
Yeah. I mean, that's tough.
All just character development, character writing. Thorfinn became one of my favorite characters after that arc. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Vinland Saga GOAT.
Okay.
Are you caught up to Vinland Saga?
I'm caught up. I have mixed feelings right now.
Is he killing niggas again, or are you still being a bitch?
We can't speak. I can't speak. Read the manga. That's all we can say.
I'll never know that.
A true warrior needs no blade.
Yes, there you go. Facts. That's facts.
All right, there we go.
This guy.
No, I do have mixed feelings on the current arc, though.
Yeah.
But the first 2 just carried it so hard. They're amazing.
I will say, because we're kind of going into like the final arc, from what Yukimura was stating and stuff. Again, I have to wait until upon completion to see how things are going to go.
The newest arc just started, so I do need to see a bit more as well.
The comment section is pretty right when they said Askeladd carried the series for so long. It's kind of tough to keep it up after, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he
definitely.
So I just got spoiled.
He did, but the farm arc with Conan and Thorfinn kind of carried the whole series for me.
I was reading
that bond between those two.
Yeah,
you're good.
Askeladd GOAT.
Avoid the comments by all means. Avoid the comments by all means.
I don't want to spoil too much. Talking about
But so right now it's 4-3 for Vinland Saga. Your vote literally decides if we're gonna go to a tiebreaker with pattern.
Yo, so I hate doing this again because I haven't read the Kenshin. So
oh my god,
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go with Vinland.
Vinland Saga, okay.
Right.
So basically,
I'm just I don't like his spot.
Yeah, so Vinland Saga, kind of where we went through, but Pat, your pick.
I'm gonna just say, I grew up watching Kenshin on Toonami, and it was one of the first manga I ever read. Mm-hmm. And this day, the Kyoto arc stands up there among the best in shonen that I have ever read in my entire life. And Kenshin as a protagonist ranks up there as one of the best in shonen because his backstory is just phenomenal. But Vinland, though.
Oh my god.
I like this a lot.
It was somehow even better than Kyoto and the Jinchu arc. Like, I swear, it was just masterful. Like, reading it was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had.
Beautiful arc.
It was amazing. And before I read it, people had told me 24/7 prologue arc was the best arc. It's not even better than Farmland or the Both of Sea War.
Yeah.
I'm voting for Vinland.
Okay, so 6-3, Vinland Saga goes through. I just want to state this just in case for the people in the chat and stuff, and of course for Ebo in case it gets spoiled.
I just avoid the chat.
Yeah, it's just for us on the call too. If there is like something you want to talk and it's like super like deep, like let's say a character death, quote unquote, then like we'll
my bad.
On that. But that
was me. That was my fault.
No, you good.
That's cool. I don't want to censor anyone in the chat. Like I'll just avoid the reading it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so spoilers will be free. So we're good on spoilers then. Okay. The next matchup we got is Silent Voice versus Detective Conan.
I can't speak on that.
So me, I think it's an easy choice because it's probably one of my favorite shonen series right now. But Detective Conan, Gosho Aoyama, man, is absolutely brilliant when it comes to his mystery elements and just his cast of characters. Like right now, things are heating up with a certain event that I can't. It's about to go down soon. I just can't wait for it. But if you want like a really good like mystery story, just something that makes your brain really think. I know there's people that will say that some cases may feel like repetitive at times, but how he's able to make certain situations a little bit more different and adds like different little things to it to make these cases really good. I think people would like that especially a lot. But Conan would be my pick. Dritz, if you had to choose between A Silent Voice or Detective Conan, and you're given one of those books to read, which would be more inclined to read? So Silent Voice is the one about this guy trying to find redemption for abusing a girl who was deaf and coming back to haunt him in his later years. And then Conan, basically, this kid is trying to regain his body after a certain event. So
I feel like my vote should be taken away. Because I have not seen either of these series. So I would literally just be going off of an uninformed impression. So I would just like automatically choose a Silent Voice.
I just want you to know, Laz tried to lure you with the Conan.
I don't like.
I saw that shit from a mile away.
I tried.
Seriously, the only thing I've seen about Detective Conan is Laz saying he likes it and that it's awful art. That's the only thing I know about Detective Conan. I have seen things about Silent Voice, so I have a more like I would be more inclined to do that, but I don't want to vote. It's just not fair to either series.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, if you want to pick like which one you were more inclined to read.
I mean, I would go with A Silent Voice.
Okay, that's fine.
No.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Because I mean, that's what we did for Trent and stuff. Trent got a lot of freebies with that, so we're good.
Welcome out.
I don't know.
That's funny.
Ebo, Conan or Silent Voice?
Yeah, I can't really speak on this truthfully because I haven't really gotten into any series, either of those two. But if I have to vote, and yeah, I don't think I should. But if mine is being counted, you know, because I would probably say Conan. But because I watched didn't that air in
It was Case Closed.
The state.
Yeah.
I'm saying didn't that because I remember watching like a couple episodes of that like a long time ago on TV. It may have been like Adult Swim or something.
Yeah, it was on Adult Swim.
Yeah, I think Funimation licensed and called it Case Closed. I watched a little bit of it, but yeah, I really can't usually say anything informed about either two. But if I had to go with one, I guess I'll go with Conan.
Okay.
So,
Zoro.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the Dritz position where I've never seen Silent Voice. I know a little bit of Case Closed / Detective Conan.
Yeah.
Back in the day when it was on TV, I watched a little bit of it, but I was more drawn to like Lupin the Third and that kind of stuff more than
Lupin is gold, man.
Lupin, yeah. So I never really liked Detective Conan personally, but I haven't seen enough of it to really say, and I've never seen Silent Voice. So is it possible to abstain? I mean, I really would feel weird voting for any of these.
If you want to, I can do that too. Dritz, you want me to abstain your vote or no?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen. I mean, I'm not. I have a feeling that there's going to be at least 2 to like 4 people who have not seen either.
Yeah. See, this is one of those where like I had to mix
a little bit of Detective Conan, but it never really appealed to me personally.
Yeah, if we have to do a tiebreaker, then I feel like me and Zora will count our votes, but just take them off for now.
Right.
Okay.
All I know is it's long as fuck. It's like 9 million chapters.
Yeah. Okay.
And, that's all I know about it.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna abstain.
Okay, so we'll leave it at 2 right now, and then if it goes to tie, I'll try and count that in after. Jay.
I don't have any integrity in this vote whatsoever, besides the fact that I've seen Detective Conan be popular for a very long time. So I'm picking Detective Conan.
Okay.
Yeah, sales, baby.
Yeah, it's top 5 right now in sales all time, but
sales, baby. Talk. Money talk.
Yeah.
You know I don't like Conan. I haven't actually read too much of a silent voice, but I did watch the movie and I liked it a lot, so I'm gonna go with the silent voice.
Okay.
This man
I only read like 6 chapters of the manga, but I don't like the Conan at all. I hate that manga.
I know it's okay. I won't change your mind. Sen.
Now I haven't seen both either. But I'm voting Detective Conan because if you have 1,000+ chapters, you goated.
Yep, facts.
Back to it.
I like that.
Ippo, Jojo, Conan, goated.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna go with Silent Voice. I like Conan a lot. I'm like 700 chapters in, but a Silent Voice is incredible.
You can't write 1,000+ chapters and be a trash series. That wouldn't happen.
Conan's great. I still haven't gotten to the best part, I think. So I don't know if from what I'm told, I haven't. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Silent Voice.
There's a lot of phenomenal cases, but I think the ones that hold even more meaning because of what it's set up from like prior stuff to get to now, like those cases like blow it away. But there's still some amazing cases regardless of the starts.
I just got a DM someone saying fuck you for Conan. I just got a DM someone saying fuck you. What you said?
How do you always get these DMs?
It's all I don't know why they don't just say it out loud with their chest in public. Leave me alone.
They want to fight you in a DM, bro.
They'll lose.
Pat.
Bro, you already know. The greatest high school known to man. Shinichi Kudo. Put that shit in for the Detective Conan, boss.
All right. So we got that in there. So 5-2. Conan goes through to the next round. And we'll start the next match will be the Death Note versus Monster. So Monster is owned by Naoki Kurosawa as well. Now, this is where my membership card is probably going to be invalid afterwards, but let me just say this. Okay, so Monster, I've watched 25 episodes of it, so equivalent to maybe 4 or 5 volumes. Death Note, I've actually read the entirety of it. I've read back to back. Seen the anime and all that, so I feel more inclined that I'm picking Death Note, even though I would have to assume that Monster is a better written story.
Said that, they told me they weren't trying to hear all that though.
Yeah, they weren't trying to hear all that.
I mean, listen, I say what I said. I said what I said.
It's your channel, you right, you got it. Go ahead.
That's what I said. But Death Note would be my pick, though. Even though I feel like Monster probably is the better story, I gotta go with Oba Nobata. Dritz.
All right, so I have read 50 chapters of Monster. And I have seen and then read the entirety of Death Note. The 50 chapters of Monster that I read are better than the entirety of Death Note.
That's fact.
And I know that if I continue to read it, it'll probably be in like my top 2 or 3.
That's facts.
So I'm going to choose Monster.
Okay. Iwi.
I'm not the biggest fan of either series, to be honest with you, but that's a tough one because it's like I think the later parts of Death Note are kind of mid. After the L related portions of the story, and I didn't finish Monster, but truthfully, it was maybe 6 years ago that I read it, and it's like I remember very little, and I'm sure I'd probably feel differently if I read it now. If I had to say who I enjoyed more, I don't know. It's a toss-up between Light Yagami and Johan. I think I'm gonna go with Monster, but I need to reread Monster.
Okay.
And finish it.
Zoro.
Oh man, this is really, really tough. For me, the first half of Death Note is 12 out of 10. It's incredible, but it falls off for me quite a bit after the first half, like really bad. I really dislike the second half of Death Note, outside of the ending. Monster, however's ending is incredible, and Johan is such an incredible villain. It's just amazing. It's really tough because Monster has its slow parts too, but overall, what kept me gripped throughout was probably Monster more than Death Note. It's really tough because Death Note is an elite series. It's just that second half was unfortunate. So I'm gonna go with Monster.
Okay.
So did you read or watch Death Note?
Both.
Which was better? Because I only watched it.
The manga was better.
The manga was
better.
I figured.
But the anime soundtrack.
It's godly, yeah.
Opening 2 is my favorite, dude.
Oh yeah, the soundtrack is amazing for Death Note.
Yeah.
Has one of the best soundtracks of any series, I think.
Yep.
Excellent. So good, bro. I gotta give it to it.
Yeah, the same guy who did Death Note's OST, the same one did for Kaiji. And Kaiji's, if you ever hear that OST, it's
Kaiji OST is fire.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of like your common perception for what me and Zoro think. I had the same opinion as Zoro, is that the first half of Death Note was amazing, but once like L left and the second half of the series hit, it just was not the same.
Yeah, like I do feel it too. Like the writing does go down. For me, I was just a huge fan of Mello, so that's kind of what kept me going. Nier, I was like very 50-50 on him, and even towards the end, I wasn't so cool on him. But
I think what it is just that like Light and L just worked off each other in such a really, really like great way. You know what I mean? Like that dynamic.
And they try to put out. They try to put out L clones after,
Yeah, they tried to put out.
Yeah, it just didn't work.
Yeah.
It just didn't work.
Jay, your pick.
So I've only watched Death Note. But the thing about Monster is I've heard Johan is like one of the villains, of anime, like anime and manga in general. And for me, like I love a series that has a very, very good villain, which is why I love Hunter x Hunter so much.
Mm-hmm.
So in my heart, I feel like if I read Monster, I would pick it, but I have to go with Death Note simply just because I've seen it and I loved it. So
okay,
that's it.
Naya, I know your pick.
Death Note.
Okay.
I think Monster is a better series, but Death Note was my gateway into like, oh my god, you don't have to punch somebody every 2 panels for me to enjoy it. They could just talk and just run and explore, smack, yada yada, slice of life. So like, it means a lot to me. And L's my favorite literary detective of all time.
That's fair.
I do think Monster is better.
Interesting.
All right, so we had a tie right now, 3-3. Sen.
Oh snap.
Half of Death Note is mid, so I'm going Monster.
Okay.
I also don't think the second half is as bad as people make it. I think the ending is bad. I don't mind.
Well, I think the ending is fine. I just think
the ending is the best part of it.
I don't like how it ended. I don't like not the literal ending. I meant the climax, the confrontation. I didn't like that too much because of the
Light just worked so well that Nier's dynamic with him just didn't fit.
I like the thing about it with me is like I felt like that was intentional, so it didn't bother me. Like I knew like the mind battle with Light and L was like not to get top, but I'd like Mello because I feel like Mello got the story rolling quickly. They kidnapped his sister and get the story rolling quickly. Like I like Mello's. I don't like Nier though. I don't like him at all. But I like Mello. He was cool.
So I got Sen Silva.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Death Note. I don't know like if it's because I've watched a long time ago, but I dropped Monster like 20 episodes in, and I didn't really enjoy it at all. But it was a while ago, so maybe if I watched it now or read it,
me and Fan are in the same boat.
Because for me, it was 25 episodes, and I was enjoying it, but it did feel like I had to like really slog.
Yeah, I was like forcing myself to watch it.
With Monster, I kind of felt like the beginning. It's a better read. When you find out, like,
I might have to read it.
I mean, not going into detail, but when you find out what comes full circle, that to me is the most impactful part of the manga, and it happens pretty early.
Yeah,
like nothing that happened later on hit me as hard as that.
Yeah, I mean, I plan on rewatching it myself, but like, yeah. So 4-4.
If you guys are struggling with the anime, go ahead and read the manga. It's amazing.
Pat, you have the deciding choice right now because it's 4-4.
So
we're at a tie.
Yeah. So Pat has to decide it.
See, a lot of people, when they tell you to read Monster, the first thing that they're going to tell you is read it for Johan, which he is an amazing antagonist and villain, and he's very interesting. But for me, I liked Monster because I felt like it was if you simplify it, it was like the ultimate battle between the ultimate good and the ultimate evil. And the thing about Monster that I liked the most was that everywhere Dr. Tenma went, he always did.
Kenzo Tenma.
He always did what was the right thing to do, and he never had to be asked or demand any compensation for what he was doing. And I really, really enjoy that because, like, you know, sometimes people can be assholes, but when you read stories like this, you get reminded that there's really good people out there. And
like me.
That's what Death Note. Death Note is one of the first.
Why would he laugh now? Why would he laugh?
You know.
One of the first series, like Naya, where I watched it, and it was one of the first series I watched where there was no hands, but it was really, really entertaining. So I get why people love it, and I own the whole set. But I'm gonna just have to vote for Monster because it's just one of those once in a lifetime stories that you read where when you finish it, it's just like, wow, that was a great experience.
Okay, so 5-4.
I will say shout out to Death Note for being one of the only shonen series to make the main character the villain.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, that's kind of wild to actually put that in shonen.
That's good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Okay,
so shout out to Death Note for that. That's some good stuff.
Most
definitely. I don't know. Fuck the police. They the bad guys.
Yeah,
that's right.
There's no lies in that statement.
No, I don't know. Like Yagami was doing God's work.
He kind of was.
Man. Yeah, he was Thanos.
Well, I mean, except for one certain act, but I'm not gonna say because spoilers. But for the second half and stuff. But next matchup we have is Bakuman versus March Comes In Like a Lion. So Bakuman series is based on the mangakas. March Comes In Like a Lion deals with like this kid with shogi. He's battling depression, trying to be able to overcome like his insecurities and all that kind of stuff.
Lost just for me at shogi.
Yeah. So
I'm joking. I actually like the series. I'm kidding.
I like the anime though for it, but for me though, my pick will be Bakuman. Just probably one of my favorite stories. I think to me, this is Oba and Obata's best work. Next to Death Note, like this is the number one. Like,
actually agree with that.
That's facts.
Like, it's crazy. Like it's probably one of those stories that I was clicked from the beginning. Death Note obviously had my interest and kept going, but as from a start to finish, probably one of the best reads I've ever had from them. After that, it's debatable with Platinum and all that other stuff, but Bakuman just tremendous work. Probably one of the ones that doesn't get enough appreciation in Jump's history. Like you go back and look at the ones that made really good sales
That's
and
true.
all that, but as a body of work, it's just tremendous. So Bakuman gets my pick. Dritz.
So I have read Bakuman, and I have not seen March Comes In Like a Lion. Bakuman was okay. I was not actually crazy about this series. It was just okay to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about March Comes In Like a Lion outside of the fact that I know that Miura likes it, so I'll just choose Bakuman.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's true because I remember for the anime they did like these little end cards and stuff, and Miura actually drew one. I think for the elder sister, I could be wrong, but it was like a later episode.
He did one for Ray as well.
Yeah. But let's see, Evo.
He did a few, I think.
So I'm in a weird position because Bakuman's one of my favorite series, and I'm not sure if it hit me because I'm also an aspiring artist or well, but I felt like reading it, you know, like it was. I learned so much about just the manga industry and how everything goes. Even though I'm sure like it's a very sanitized and like controlled way of shedding light on the industry, but it's tough because Bakuman is one of my favorite series, and I've never even heard of the other series, so I don't know if I should vote on this. So I don't know.
No, you gotta vote. You gotta vote. You told me the greatest series.
Then I'm voting Bakuman.
As you should.
There you go.
Jay or Zoro. Okay, well, Zoro comes back. Jay.
Bakuman. Simply because of the fact that my sister loves Bakuman. I've never really seen it, but she's an artist and she'll live and die by that series.
Yeah.
And I've seen some clips and it looks pretty good. So
okay. Zoro, your pick.
Yeah. I'm in a similar situation as Dritz and Ebo because I have not seen March Comes In Like a Lion or whatever. Bakuman I know very little about. I read a little bit of it. I know it's about the manga industry and artists. I think the main character like says If I become an artist, you marry me or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That's all I know about it. I can't really vote on this, man. You know, I feel bad, but I don't really know. I don't even know what March Comes in Like a Lion's about.
Well, I mean, to explain it, basically, it deals with a kid that's dealing with like his insecurities and depression, and but using like shogi as a way to kind of like build relationships with people again, that kind of stuff. So, but I would definitely say like it's one of those series you could check out the anime for that.
All right, you know, for this, I just don't know. I don't know enough. I'm gonna abstain.
Okay, we'll do that. Okay. So Jay got his. Naya.
I appreciate like series like Shirabako and why am I drawing a blank? I like those kind of series, like look into the industry, because it makes me research it on my own, and that's how I start to actually care about behind the scenes and how things are made and whatnot.
Yeah.
So gotta go Bakuman, man. But March Comes Like a Lion is dope. I like it.
Yeah, I gotta watch more of it, man. Like I was having such a fun time with it, but Bakuman, man, something else.
Yeah, man, the anime and the manga, I actually did both of them.
The anime has like it has some classics with the OST and like the openings and stuff and endings, but for me, like I don't know, just like it speaks to me when I'm reading it. Like when I'm reading about the manga history,
because
like,
I feel like it's better because like it's a manga about making manga. It made more sense.
Yeah.
So I feel you.
Sen, your pick.
So I actually haven't seen Bakuman, but I have seen. Well, I've seen most of March Comes Like a Lion, and I love it. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic piece.
Okay, so that's
like,
your pick.
Ray Kiriyama is like slowly becoming one of my favorites. Like his journey is really nice, and some of the other characters are very good too. So yeah, my vote goes to Sangatsu.
Yo, Jay, good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Because you're in the background noise, that's why.
Oh, my bad.
Aggressively.
I was just wondering like what's going on. I didn't want to say anything, but yeah.
I ordered Domino's. I'm moving around a lot.
Oh, bet.
Hold on.
Save us a slice,
did you sanitize the pizza?
Yeah, you gotta sanitize that.
I did sanitize the pizza, bro. I ordered contactless delivery, so they just drop it at you.
Contactless. You just threw it.
It just materializes.
Hold on, did my man get like DoorDash or something? What happened?
This man's gonna hear a break in his window. Be like, "Hey, the food's here." So I've heard stories about that though. It's funny. But yeah, so Sen, you picked Sangatsu. Silva, your pick.
Yeah, Bakuman.
Bakuman. Okay.
I haven't checked out the other show yet, so.
Yeah, I will say this though, Silva. If you like Chihaya Furu because of the nature of the series and stuff, I think you would really appreciate March Comes Like a Lion. Like that's what like people would say the comparison.
Maybe should I watch the anime or read the manga?
Watch it.
Anime, and if you like it a lot, go into the manga.
Okay.
What if I can't read?
Well, then, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
That sucks, man.
I need to go back to school.
I can't read, Pat.
I can't go to school. COVID's outside.
There's COVID outside, so I can't read. What?
I can't go to school. COVID's outside.
Exactly.
COVID out, man. That's facts.
We know how that is.
Making it sound like a school bully.
Yeah. COVID hurt me, Pat.
COVID.
Well, I'm just gonna say I tried Bakuman. I didn't like it back then, but I'm willing to try it again. For the same reason you just told Silva, I'm very eager to start March Comes Like a Lion, so I'm gonna vote for that one.
I'll say like it's not the Karuta, like obviously of course Karuta and Shogi two different things, but just the whole vibe of the series. I think people who like it would like it, and then the other vice versa. Okay, so Bakuman goes through 6-2 because Zoro didn't choose on that, so we put that there. Okay, so this is where the chaos I think is about to ensue, and again blame the generator for this, but the next matchup is
how is this a first round matchup? Come on.
The next match is Berserk versus Gintama.
What?
Why did you do that?
What? Okay, it's still a watch, but
come on, bro.
Listen, I 3 times honestly, in the generator, bro.
That's actually a good matchup.
6 times.
Listen,
what's the matchup?
We need to get one of the series out of here.
It's Berserk versus Gintama, Yubo. And I'll say this: if I had showed you what the first one was, I'll tell you. Well, the first one when I did it, I'm not kidding to you, was actually Berserk in One Piece. That was the first time I did it.
I mean,
that's crazy.
I agree. That's a watch for sure. One Piece fan.
Should have gone with that. We could have got One Piece.
Hey, man. I might be, it might be mid or high dip. I know what I vote for.
But okay, so I'll get mine out because I feel like this will be on a long topic and stuff. But for me, I do feel Berserk is a good story. We'll give credit to Mirror where it's due.
I'm
taking out the biasness and everything, but
I see where this is going.
I think for me, it's like with Gintama, it's like I have too much of a personal connection with Sorachi, and if I were to, like, when you say with Mirror, he's fabulous in terms of his writing, his arts, and everything. When it comes to Sorachi, it's like any emotion you can ask of me when he projects into his chapters or how it's reflected in the anime and stuff, like you can feel it. If you want to make me cry, he'll make you cry. If you want to make you mad, he'll do that. Make you smile, whatever you ask for. This dude's writing ability is among the echelon of series I've ever experienced. And especially if you've read from 1 to 704, like this is like one of the rare series towards its end in terms of a climax, which I think is one of the best climaxes to a series, enough to make a grown man shed tears like profoundly.
That's a factoid.
And Berserk has had moments. Berserk has its moments and everything, but I think to me, Gintama is way too special to overlook it. But I recognize Berserk as a good series, so Gintama takes my votes 1-0. So, Dritz, floor's yours.
So obviously I'd be voting Berserk here. Yeah. Because everyone knows that Berserk is my favorite series ever in any medium ever.
Yep.
I feel like Miura is kind of like, for out of the series that I've read, and I have not read everything, but of all the ones that I've read, he's at the pinnacle in terms of basically everything you could ask for a mangaka. Basically unmatched in terms of what he's able to do with his art, because he basically has no weaknesses there. Visual storytelling is amazing. Dialogue.
His art is really good.
Yeah, it is.
Character writing is at the top. Very convincing story.
Mm-hmm.
It's debated what people like about everything. Golden Age is considered one of the greatest arcs of all time, but there are a lot of people who think that it's not even the best arc in the series.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah, I would have to say I would have to give this to Berserk. Although I will give credit to Gintama. Gintama is probably has the series with the only protagonist I've ever seen compared to Guts on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
And Guts is my favorite character of all time. So one day I will give Gintama a read-through, but I have to choose Berserk here because it has next to no flaws outside of one small section of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Spitting. This man is spitting.
I can respect that, Dritz.
Everywhere. Yo, wait. Quick question, Dritz. Did you just say that Gintoki as an MC is comparable to Guts as an MC?
Everywhere I've seen it on Discord and or Twitter, whenever people talk about their favorite MCs, Gintoki is the only person, whenever people talk about their favorites, that I've ever seen put on top with Guts and people's like favorite characters.
Yeah, the characterization, you can definitely see it though. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, because it's like when you get them off a blank slate, you see it, but then you see like what they go through. The characterization, like you can argue with that in terms of like one-dimensional character for an MC. Like they're very, very close. Like in terms of like they've had their own things they have to deal with and everything, and then by their endpoint, you see where they're at and stuff. And
yo, how many people here have actually read Gintama though? Instead of watching.
I'm about to say I haven't read or watched it. I haven't done both.
Gintama is the one.
No, because I tried reading a few chapters as well, just to see the difference between the anime and the manga, and I've never seen a series that has more dialogue than Hunter x Hunter until I read that. I am not joking.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Yeah, Gintama.
I was like, okay, I'll go back to the anime.
The anime is a lot better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But Evo, your pick.
It's a tough one. I've only it's tough because well for me because here's the thing I watched very little of Gintama, like only like maybe not even the series arcs didn't even start yet when I watched Gintama. Like I watched maybe 15 to 30 episodes. I don't even remember exactly how many. And I'm almost caught up to Berserk, and even though I also make a living off slandering and trolling Kentaro Miura for various reasons, Berserk is undeniably a fantastic manga. So I'm gonna give it to the series with the naked lollies. I'm gonna give it to Berserk.
This guy,
man of culture.
This man's spitting.
I thought he would say something really wilder than that, but Evo kept it PG, man. I respect it.
I'm on my best behavior today, but yeah, now Berserk be bugging with that, but I'm gonna give it to Berserk. So I haven't seen enough of Gintama. Yeah. I hear so much. Like I remember a couple years ago, the community was. I think it was called the Shogun assassination arc that people were going crazy over.
Bro,
I think that's what it's called. Yeah, I remember.
That's one of the best arcs of all time.
Yeah, I won't say too much into it because it's weird. Because like I'm in the same boat of Recon. I never say its true name. I always go SA because unless once you know what's going on, but like
it's too much of a spoiler.
It's weird. Like you need context for it either way. So like I'm fine with it, but I can see why some people they call it just SA and like FS the next arc for reasons.
Really,
it's fine.
Gotcha.
It's a context reason though.
What are we?
Gotcha.
What are we on?
Zoro's gonna do his pick, and then we go straight to you after. So Zoro, Berserk,
Man,
Gintama.
This is so difficult for me because
it's two of your favorite series, right?
I mean, back years ago, I was one of the few people on YouTube talking about Gintama doing reactions.
Yeah, I remember
long time ago. I remember that. This manga or this anime, both have a special place in my heart. It really does. There's like you said before, Laz, you hit the nail on the head. Like it has every single emotion you can ever want from a series. It got the anger, the hype, the crying and shit. It's crazy. Unbelievable writing, great characters. But that being said, we're talking about manga here. We're not talking about anime.
Yeah.
And let's be real. The anime just has a certain kind of energy the manga just doesn't because the voice actors are so incredible. The music is incredible in Gintama. And if we're talking manga, I mean, Berserk is the GOAT in my mind. It is my favorite. I'm going to tell you up front, be honest right now. Yeah, Berserk, there's no better series written I've ever seen than Berserk. And you can write an entire fucking dissertation about just the levels the series has, the writing, the characters, the emotion. It's just, I've never read something and just been awestruck to the extent that I've read Berserk. And I can go on, and I'm not going to take up everyone's time. But it sucks that Gintama has to go out this early because I love the series to death. It's one of my favorite shonen. Both are in my top 10, but Berserk is the GOAT. So it's not. It's
well
it's
said,
Berserk.
brother.
I'm tearing. I'm actually crying. Like that was the most inspirational thing I've ever heard in my life.
I know you were holding yourself back.
I'm so warm. I feel warm.
Everything I'm saying is basically just mirroring what Dritz is saying, but dude, it's just incredible. Nothing's better.
Okay, so I got your vote in this. So it's 3-1 right now for Berserk. Jay.
Gintama, I've seen it compared in the same light as Berserk, and its fan base is extremely loyal to it. So it's something I'm definitely planning on checking out in the very near future. But in regards to Berserk, for me, I think it's when I watched those Golden Age movies that I realized I had never had a connection as strong as I did with a character before, other than Guts. And just every moment that Guts was in, my eyes were glued to the page, and I could not stop reading to the points where I'd read an entire day, and I wouldn't eat. I don't think I showered. Like I literally just read Berserk from the beginning. Like I have not felt that way ever about any other series. Berserk will always win regardless. One Piece, whatever you put up against it, I'm picking Berserk.
What a good man!
That's facts.
Man, right here.
All right.
Astaghfirullah.
So now it's getting interesting. So Naya, your pick.
I actually think the Gintama manga. I like the Gintama manga more than the anime because I think it's because I read fast. I read really fast. Like that's one. I don't know why I read so quickly, but I just read really fast. But like, those really long drawn out jokes when like Gitogi says like 100,000 words. It takes too long for the comedic timing to hit me sometimes when I'm watching it. But when I read it, I howl. I'm laughing. Absolutely. I don't have abs, but if I did, Gintama could give me some. Listen, Gintama, absolutely one of the best things I've ever read in my life. My favorite thing about it that is funny. I know people like to go into like this and that. I like it because it's funny. I laugh. When I say laugh, laughter that I've never had before. Berserk's cool, but no, Gintama.
Whoa.
You guys know, to me, the Golden Age is the best part, and Berserk just gets worse from there to me. That's how I feel.
That's cap, because
that's cap.
The two arcs are just as good or better.
I said to me. I was clear.
I'll respect that.
Oh, okay.
It's still cap. It's still cap though.
It's not. It's not. If it was cap, because I'd be lying.
Okay, nigga. Whatever.
I can't lie against Gintama, bro. It's too good.
Sen, I know your pick.
Berserk's my favorite manga of all time. So I'm picking that. There's only one other manga that I compare as equals to it, but we'll get to that later. No.
He's talking One Piece.
He knew.
No. Volume 34 of Berserk is my favorite single volume of manga I've ever read.
That's a good one.
Whenever someone asks me for art, I just give them that volume.
Yeah, that's actually the one
because it's that volume is just an art book. It's 80% double page spreads. Like a quarter of the chapters have no dialogue. It's just double page spreads, and it's just greatness. Also has my favorite part of the story. So I'm voting that.
So technically, because Berserk already has the 5 votes, even if I add Silva and Pats in, Berserk kind of already went through. Unless we get like a surprise entrant coming now. But
next question.
But so I might as well just put in Silva and Pat. You guys have Gintama, right?
I got Gintama, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say, like earlier when I said Kenshin had one of the best backstories in Shonen, Gintoki has the greatest backstory in Shonen ever.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
Gintoki's backstory is basically Kenshin's backstory.
No, it's
not really.
Yo,
kind of is.
I heard a pause there.
That was aggressive, but I like it.
Far deeper and better, but yeah.
Sriracha,
inspired by Kenshin,
the manga, Jim's Nerd Nation. That's crazy.
I mean, Trust and Betrayal, as phenomenal as it is, the Gintoki thing, it's like you did not see that from a mile away. I think from like if you see from Kenshin, you've seen it.
So many. It has.
I mean, the reveals later on. Yes, I'm talking about initially.
Initially, I would still say that like Gintoki's far superior.
Samurai uses a non-lethal weapon that fights that had a. They fought in a war.
But that's also not a Kenshin original. That's a concept that's been used in a lot of stories, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
True.
So 5 to 4. Unless a random person comes in after, Berserk will go through.
Stop stalling.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Hold on. Wait, Cypher, get the call.
Don't let Cypher get it. We ain't doing that.
Yo, Ali, Cypher.
Get this bias.
The Kindle of Lightning is here.
Y'all have me vote on every manga I hate in the last round. I can't stand you.
That's funny.
That's voters.
I mean, it hurts seeing Gintama go out that early, but it put up a fight for what it could. And,
first round exit. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, but I'll blame Recon after when I talk to him. So
Gintama pulled a Russell Westbrook.
Round 2 is gonna be so tough.
My guys but next matchup we got. So next matchup we have Haikyuu versus Bleach.
That's a
very interesting.
Let's just skip Haikyuu.
I'm just gonna skip. I'll skip what I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna put my vote and just skip it and go to the next person. So Tritz.
Okay, so I've read Bleach and I've watched Bleach. I have only read the first 3 chapters of Haikyuu, but I'm voting.
And they're better than Bleach? That's crazy. Put them down for Haikyuu. Let's go.
I'm voting Haikyuu based on what I know about it, what people say about it, and versus what I know about Bleach. I like Bleach, but I'm just going to take off of what I think what Haikyuu is going to be. That Haikyuu is a better series than Bleach.
Let me ask y'all a simple question. You got an option to read a volume of Bleach or take a shot of literal Bleach. You taking the shot every time.
Exactly.
So just time right now.
Why is Naya like this, bro?
I wish I could speak on the manga too right here, but I know it'll be spoilers and stuff. So just know that's the only thing I can say. Go Haikyuu, go. It's the only thing I can say.
Oh man.
I'd be committing like a criminal record on myself. Something more. But yeah, Ibu.
Can you? By the way, how's my sound? Can you guys hear me?
You good?
Yeah.
Because my Wi-Fi's acting up. Look, I'm gonna put it to y'all like this. Look, I got into Bleach a long time ago. Like I got into the series maybe 15 years ago. It was a big part of my fandom. I read it weekly. Once I caught up, I read it to the very end. It's been something that I've read for a long time. And so with all that said, I'm gonna have to go with Haikyuu. But
I agree.
You're a good man.
Yeah. I think Bleach is kind of ass, but it's type ass, but a little bit. Look, the bottom line is this, man. I only saw a season of Haikyuu, and I don't even think I didn't even finish the season. But when I watched the Haikyuu, I thought it was the best sports shonen I've seen since maybe Slam Dunk, and that might sound hyperbolic. But that's just how I feel about it. I got to get back to catch up to Haikyuu because my brother's become a massive Haikyuu tard.
Yeah.
And the longer I don't experience it, the more I'm gonna get spoiled on Haikyuu because he watches every week. And yeah, Bleach. Bleach has been. I followed it for a while, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's that good. It is what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Haikyuu there. So
okay, Zoro.
No.
Yeah, so you gotta give Bleach credit for what it does well. Obviously, the art early on was very good. The character designs are excellent. Soul Society is a great arc. Aizen was a great villain. The waifus are top tier, but it's not even close.
Maybe the best.
They are. They're definitely up there.
Yeah, Rangiku's chest is top 5.
Haikyuu is much better than it is. I'm sorry. It's incredible. Haikyuu is. I can talk about it for years, man. It's just every character in the story is likable. Even the enemy teams, you all like them.
Yeah.
Everything is kind of down to earth and realistic to a certain extent. Of course, there's like somewhat ridiculous powers and whatever the case may be, but it's not like goddamn Kuroko no Basuke where people are like going into zone 3s and shit. It's really down to earth, grounded. You can actually kind of relate to the characters and their struggles. The matches are so goddamn hype. Every character is likable. The writing is incredible. The author takes risks, which I appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
I think everything about Haikyuu is grade A, and it's quite honestly one of the best, if not the best, sports manga ever written. Up there with Slam Dunk. So for me, I'm going Haikyuu, no doubt, all day.
See, this is the best part, chat. I don't have to say a word because I let the people talk. Because if I talk, we're gonna be here for an extra 2 hours. So, but Zoro said it perfectly to a T there.
Sorry.
No, it was good. No, you doing my job for me because otherwise I would be prolonging things there. So you did it good. Jay.
Spreading the good word of Haikyuu.
As you should.
So if this was maybe like 2 months ago, I would say Bleach for sure. Mm-hmm. But as I dove back into Haikyuu, because when I first watched it, it was good. Like I didn't have a problem with it, but I stopped for like a couple of years. Then I saw the hype all over Twitter, and they're just like, "Yo, you gotta watch Haikyuu. You have to." People will die by Haikyuu, bro. Like it's crazy.
Like,
so I'm like, all right. And the worst part is, I went into the anime expecting it to let me down, and it absolutely bodied me. Like the anime body, I lost this one. Like Haikyuu, everything about it. Like even today's episode was so good that I was like, I don't deserve this type of quality. Like I just felt to myself, I don't deserve it. So I'm picking Haikyuu. I'm sorry.
I'll just say this to you, Jay. If you thought that was greatness, wait for July. But yeah, Naya. Okay, so I'll put Haikyuu at 6.
There is a character in Bleach.
There's 2 carrots.
Don't say it. Don't say it, please.
There's 2 carrots. There's 2 carrots.
Dirty Boots? This is the guy? Kubo? Yo, stop it. Stop.
I was waiting for that.
Just cut it out. Haikyuu Raw, top 3 sports. You already know what it is. Shout out to my libero, Yu Nishinoya. That's my goal.
Yes, sir. God of Thunder, the Rolling Thunder. But let me see.
Kageyama definitely my goal, bro.
Sugi's the goat, though. It's real.
Cat.
I mean, people know who my goat is at this point in time, so I won't speak. But
I'm a defense guy. So.
For a long time, though, Goku, okay.
Yeah, Goku.
Yeah, because for me, for a long time, it was Nishinoya, and I can't speak on it, but Hinata, like, it's something special, man. I'm just saying, like, it's something special, like,
bro.
It takes a long time for me to cement the main character for a long time. For a main character, so usually I let it go for a while. This is like cemented. It's gonna take something astronomical, and the last chapter could have done it, but even then, he's still my number 1, man.
I'm just saying, Laz, bro. That season 3, episode 4, man. Nothing hit me like that, bro. That was something.
Season 3 was the
season 3
before the current one, right?
Which episode is it?
It's where they're fighting. They're playing Shiratorizawa.
Yeah.
Is it the Suki block?
Yeah.
Dog. That I've never felt so much emotion build up in me in one specific scream. I could not feel. Oh my god! I was screaming with everyone, man.
I screamed, dude. I was screaming with
bro. When I was watching that weekly, man, that was like because for me, I was never so big on Suki, so that was like a massive moment. Like wow, like now I respect you a lot more than I did previously. But
oh my goodness.
But yeah, Sim picked Haikyuu, Silva. I know your pick.
Yeah, I'm picking Haikyuu, but I actually like Witch a lot. I know people enjoy shitting on it, but I enjoyed it beginning to end. And yeah, I just like Haikyuu. I enjoyed Full Burn.
Well, that's the best arc. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. It's the best. I'm making a video.
No, Naya, you are joking because you.
I'm making a video. I'm making a Bleach video.
I'm making a video.
When the anime drops, I'm making a video. I swear to God, dude.
Do it, man.
Why the full break arc is the best? I do it. You might have full. Get there. Hold on.
It's disgraceful, bro.
Ichigo's full bring outfit, man.
Oh, that's just so funny, bro. What the fuck?
So stupid.
Haikyuu's currently on season 4, right?
Yeah, season 4. It's gonna wrap up the first core, and then July starts the second core of it.
Yeah. I think it was season 3. My brother, because he was so turned watching this, he was like, "You gotta watch this opening." I was like, "Wait, you gotta see this opening." And he shows me an opening. I think it's from season 3, where like the mountain becomes like a crow or something. And like there's hella visual metaphors. I was like, what is going on here? This shit looks crazy, bro. This shit looks crazy.
Ushiwaka's the eagle on the mountain, bro. I said, whoa, this is
my brother was like, bro, you get up and look at this. I was like, I don't even watch Haikyuu, nigga. He's like, I don't care. Just look at this.
Just peep.
He's just peep this, yo. Just peep it.
Let me see, Pat, your pick now. So do you want to go for Bleach out of respect? Or?
So before I say anything, I just want everybody to know that I really like Haikyuu, top 3 sports series for me. Mm-hmm. With that being said, and Nishinoya is the GOAT.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Bleach GOAT. Rawness and swag is out.
Now you lost me. Let's not go.
One of my favorite series ever. That shit is getting a vote. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. That shit is great.
We know it's a pity vote. We know in your heart trying for the Haikyuu. It's okay.
Nah, it's
it's okay. Pass away. Don't worry about it.
Okay, wait, hold on. Before we get to Kiara, let's move to the next one so we can wrap up the speed on this. So, next one we have is Kaguya-sama versus Dragon Ball.
Yeah, you know where I'm voting.
Well, come on now.
Wait, what's Dragon Ball going up against?
Kaguya-sama, Love is War, I'm guessing.
Yes.
I didn't even know how to manga.
I mean, I'll just say this: it's a pretty good series. It's out in Young Jump right now, but it's against Dragon Ball, man. Like.
Why is this on the bracket?
It was one of the top 32 series. That's why. Like in terms of
didn't you not choose this? Isn't this a list you took from Annie list or my list? I don't think he didn't make the list.
Yeah, so
he said the top voted.
My anime list, I took the 32. Then I took the 32 from Annie list.
Every season up there. Say it.
Yeah, that everything's there. And then put it down to like 1 and stuff, right? So, and then when I did the custom one, I mixed up where you get half of them of the top 32, and then afterwards the other half we mix and match and stuff. Kaguya-sama was in that mix, so I couldn't take it out initially. I could have, but I kept it in there. So yeah, is anyone gonna vote for Kaguya-sama? If not, I'll just put Dragon Ball. For good. You want to go? You for sure?
The only thing I know about Kaguya-sama is the Chica dance. I think that's more enjoyable than any Dragon Ball, so I'll pick Kaguya.
Wow, that's
That was great.
Yeah, that is respectful.
Anyone else gonna go for Kaguya-sama or?
If no one else is gonna vote, I'll just say this about it. I like it a lot. It's actually I just don't. It's one of those things where I feel like if it drags on too long, I'm gonna just not. I don't even know if it's done or not yet, but I do like it. It's cool. Now Dragon Ball, I talk a lot of shit about Dragon Ball, but I always give its credits where credit is due because Akira Toriyama can't write for shit, but he can craft the fuck out of an action scene. Yeah, and I'm really for that. I love Dragon Ball, especially that shit. It's fire. I think is it a 20-second Tenkaichi? The one when Tien blows up the entire arena. I love that tournament.
20 seconds.
That tournament go crazy. Not that the one after does it, but I love that team for some reason. Dragon Ball has a lot of moments. Obviously, it's revolutionary. It's done a lot for the industry, so I'm gonna give it its respect. But I do like Kaguya-sama.
Okay.
I'm talking about regular Dragon Ball NZ, right?
Yeah, so Dragon Ball in general.
I mean, Super's not canon.
Yeah, Dragon Ball manga.
Yeah, I'll put this.
Do we have to talk about the Super included? Ooh.
Come on, bro.
Because Dragon Ball's like Naruto, but the anime gave it like an extra little,
Yeah, I'll put in context. It's like, what Dragon Ball, Tokyo Ghoul, JoJo, everything together. We're not gonna do separates and stuff. Literally all combined. Yeah, so to make it easier.
But no filler though.
Yeah,
beginning of the series taboo, man. That's how we keep it.
Yeah. Okay, so 8 people for Dragon Ball, 1 for Kaguya-sama.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Dragon Ball goes into the next round. I mean, Kaguya-sama, I would recommend checking out the anime though, because it's actually a pretty funny series. But next one we're gonna go with is Slam Dunk versus Goodnight Punpun, or for those who know the Japanese name,
Oyasumi Punpun.
Yes.
Oyasumi Go.
Trash ass.
I'll give context. I'll give context to this. So Goodnight Punpun, I've read 50 chapters of Goodnight Punpun. It's fucking depressing. Like, after I got to chapter 55 or something around then, I was just like, yo, I need to put this down because this is not good for my mental health. Like, no way.
I feed off negativity, so I was in there.
I mean, now I'm in a timeline where I could do that definitely, but with what's going on, I don't know if it's smart. But
it's the one reason why I don't recommend this series to anyone, because I don't want them to go through depression. Because that series will give it to you.
Yeah, it's like that show.
But it's fantastic. But that series will give you depression.
But if you think you're gonna have the same mental mind state you had before you started it, and then afterwards, you're wrong. Like, you're not gonna be the same afterwards. Just it's tough. But Slam Dunk, I've read everything for it. It's a phenomenal manga. Probably one of my favorite 9 out of 10 series. The reason it doesn't get a 10 is because how I feel that Inoue should have gone more with Slam Dunk past the quote unquote final match.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just my only feelings. But regarding that, though, Inoue is still brilliant in that regard. I can't speak on him afterwards, but Slam Dunk. His booking was phenomenal. Slam Dunk until the end, like Road Dogg. But Slam Dunk is my base there. Dritz.
So I haven't seen either of these series, but I know for a fact that if I were to read Punpun, I would like it more, but I will not.
Yes, you would.
Okay, so you'll have seen Ibu.
I wouldn't say that so sure. You never know, man. But this is a tough one. I have a friend that I'm cool with who pumps up Punpun crazy.
I would hope you're cool. I would hope that you're cool with your friend.
Yeah, it's a friend I'm cool with, And he mentions.
You say, "Can I call a friend?"
Yeah, some would say but nah. He tells me regularly. He's like, "Yo, man, Punpun is god. Like Asano's a monster. He's like an Asano target. He thinks Asano's like probably the best manga writer. Like, cause Asano writes this series now called, I think it's Dead Demons Deeded Destruction or something like that.
Yeah.
And
I gotta hop back into that basic chapter.
Yeah, it's allegedly godly, so I gotta see that. I've only read the first chapter of Punpun, and it was very interesting, but I never got any further. So it's a tough one here. But Slam Dunk it's like 1B of my favorite manga ever. Like, I love Japanese Michael Jordan. Bro.
My man said, "Bro, I'm going to America too." He's like, "Oh yeah? After I beat your ass, bro." Like,
bro, not even, bro. Let's be real here, bro. The entire Shohoku starting lineup is godlike.
They are.
The entire Shohoku starting lineup is just amazing.
That's what I'll say this though. Because
Miyagi, Ryota, bro, and Midori, bro.
This series is great too. But I will say this though, when it comes to Slam Dunk, it's like, I feel like in comparison to other series, let's say even like Diamond Ace, I'd say the reason why I prefer their cast is because their cast is way more fleshed out. When you look at something like Slam Dunk, the main 5 and then maybe the couple of the managers and the coach, but the other guys on the other side of the bench, bro, we're talking.
Who cares about these jobbers, bro?
It matters because you have guys.
Hey, these niggas don't get minutes, dog.
Listen, you have Dion Waiters at the end of your bench. My series don't have Dion Waiters.
I don't care about no 10-day contract player.
Hey, 10 days, bro. When you got 5 guys on the court, bro, that's all you need, dog. That's all you need.
Dion Waiters at the back was not.
I need to rest. Call a timeout. What do you mean? Exactly.
I forgot what the glasses dude's name was, but hey, man, the minute my man Mitsui pulled up, they were like, "Man, hit the bench, boy, hit the bench, dude." Anybody worry about them niggas, man. And come on, Ayako, bro, automatic.
I mean,
automatic,
Ayako, great, definitely. I hear you, but I'm saying, but anyone else that wasn't outside the main 5 and those people, like, they suck, bro. Like, there's a cast standpoint. And my other feeling too, again, this goes on the ending, which I don't want to speak on, but I feel like the cast would have been so much more had Inoue did more with it, and because he teased so many things that never came to fruition. That's
the ending. You know, I have some issues with it, but even as is though, I gotta say, man, especially like the art for that last game, Jesus Christ,
you'll never see anything like that weekly ever again of that detail, like.
That was crazy.
Ridiculous. He had no reason to do that at all, but he did.
I also feel like a lot of sports series, the actual action of the sport is portrayed better in the anime with motion, but I don't feel that way in Slam Dunk. I feel like Slam Dunk, just on the manga paper, like Inoue's art drawing and portrayal of the game of basketball is so fluid and so clear to follow. It's like it's unmatched.
Complicated, bro. It's just
man. If you compare it to the Kuroko no Basket manga art, which isn't bad, like it's on two different levels.
The attention detail is just so much superior though from Inoue, because if you're like,
that's what I'm saying.
You know when people say to you like they have a hard time getting into sports manga because they can't follow what's going on, and 90% of the case people can't read, but when you see the stuff that's going on at that moment, like it's word for word, you know what's going on and stuff. Panel for panel, the actions, like it's so straightforward. Like even though it looks godly in the detail, like he doesn't mumble jumble his work. But again, people's attention spans are But your pick though. I want to make sure.
Yeah. So the last thing I'll say, I hope we don't got anybody in this call who has the mindset of just kind of like, I won't check out sports series A because I don't like that sport. I hope we don't got anybody.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it never really matters. Like I don't give a shit about volleyball in real life, but it doesn't make Haikyuu any less of a great series.
Exactly.
You know
now Fujimaki, when he did golf after Kuroko, that was not it. Robot X Laser Beam was it. I'm sorry.
That was ass. That was ass.
Now I never wasn't it series. I never want to see their series.
The point I'm making is like a good sports series, like, you know, it's not like, I don't think sports is a barrier if you don't like sports to get into a series if it's really good. You know what I mean? That's what the point I'm making.
Yeah. Okay, but your pick, you said Slam Dunk or Goodnight Punpun?
Yeah. Slam Dunk, since I haven't really read Punpun, but I got to check that out.
Okay. Zoro.
It's not an informed opinion though.
Yeah, back on what you were saying, bro. Like I've been trying to get, not to call him out, because my dude right here, but I've been trying to get King Lightning on Haikyuu for like the longest.
Call him out.
I keep telling him like, yo, the point is volleyballs. I don't care about. Like, yo, stop being just like a dumbass.
Does he say that? Does he say that?
That's something.
Jesus Christ!
I was with him in LA. He said the exact same words to us. It was disgusting.
It's volleyball.
You're my dude, but you gotta give it a chance. Yeah. Anyway, on to my vote. I read a bit of Punpun. I never really got into it, to be honest. I do respect, like, the art is beautiful. Like there's some panels that are just absolutely gorgeous in Punpun. I got, you know, I constantly see people posting stuff about it, and I respect it. But I just couldn't get into it for whatever reason. Maybe I need to reread it. Slam Dunk's like probably my favorite sports manga ever, although Haikyuu's right there too. I just, something about the way that, like you were talking about earlier, like how the matches are actually flow and ebb, and you can see the movement of the ball and the way that the characters move. It feels natural, and it feels like it's just such attention to detail. You can tell Inoue's a big basketball fan. Like all of his characters are based on actual NBA players. Like my boy Akagi is based off my dude Patrick Ewing, my favorite basketball player of all time. So I actually have a fucking Mitsui jersey in my.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yo.
So you know, I respect Money Mitsui, and I respect anyone who respects Money Mitsui, because his development is incredible.
The original Klay Thompson, bro. Like,
it's like that character arc is just tremendous though from him.
Yeah, man. Oh my god.
And especially the fact that his whole thing started off with like an arc that just like, it's out of left field. Like you read the series, you're like, oh, there's basketball matches, and it's like then you get his arc,
typical villain or whatever.
Then you get his arc, and it's like, oh shit. But your pick though, you said
when they were scrapping in the gym, bro.
I would definitely encourage people to at least check it out the manga though for Slam Dunk at least.
You know, like the Mitsui situation really hit me, because you can see like at one point like he was like the dude, right? And then he takes off for a year, and then he kind of has like fell in a step back, and now Rukawa's the guy, and you can see that he had such regret over not having that 1 year to kind of make up, You know what I'm saying? So it kind of hit personal because I had a similar situation. So I had a lot of respect for Mitsui, man. It was great, and the series in general is just so well.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Inouye
is my favorite. Yeah, Inouye is my favorite mangaka. Period. And Slam Dunk is my favorite manga for sports probably at this point. But Haikyuu's right there. But I got to go with Slam Dunk. I'm a bit biased, obviously, but
yeah,
sorry.
No, a little bias.
But we'll keep it going though from there. So 3-0 right now for Slam Dunk. Jay, your pick.
I'm going with Slam Dunk. I haven't really seen Goodnight Punpun, and I really enjoyed Slam Dunk. So
okay, Naya, it's up to you.
Goodnight, Laz. I'm not sure. Shout out to the chat. We talk about crows in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Y'all hear me, crows? Oh,
Haikyuu?
Right now, I said crows.
Yeah, Haikyuu.
I say Karasuno.
Yeah,
Suruzan.
I mean, if you translate it, it comes with Karasuno. Yeah, but
I said Suruzan. High school class.
But yeah, Oyasumi Punpun. Put that there. Is there anything you want to speak on Punpun? Since I guess everyone's really talked on Slam Dunk. Do you want to speak on that?
Isio, I know. I think the only series he's made that I didn't like, but Ego. Like I don't like that series to me, start to finish, banger hits. I like how kind of like dark it is a little bit, like the ambience, like it's really depressing kind of. I like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And it came and I read it. I read it at a good time when I needed to read it. To be honest,
I will say because I haven't read Slam Dunk, and I have read Punpun, and it's one of my favorite manga. But I will say that it is the greatest slice of life manga I've ever read.
Okay, man.
And it's probably the most depressing story I've ever read. And I can't even search up Google images because whenever I see images from that final arc, it messes with me.
You know what?
And if you could do that to me, then you're a GOAT manga.
You know what? I might.
Is it really that depressing, or are y'all just like very like vulnerable?
Asano has a twisted.
Asking if you guys are bitches.
No.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy stuff in manga, and it's like, all right,
No.
Asano
this is depressing.
Has a crazy mind. Like people have tried to depict them and they can't. Like it's basically like how you feel with Miura, how he writes certain things. That's the same thing with Asano because Asano really tackles into like. A lot
I'm a different kind of cat. Like Guts' backstory was a little funny to me, so it's just like I don't. Huh?
We're gonna continue. We're gonna move forward.
All right, next.
We gotta move forward. We gotta move forward. Evil, we gotta move forward.
Yo, kick this man.
Evil, we gotta move forward. I just want to make sure it's said. So you chose Punpun.
I chose Punpun, but I will say this. It's more of a real depressing, rather than more like supernatural effects on it. Okay. It's more like real life.
This guy.
So like it's much more relatable.
Gotcha. I've never been sad in my life before. I can't relate.
I understand.
Silva, Pat, you wanna?
Yeah, I got Slam Dunk. I did not enjoy Punpun at all. I'm not trying to be sad. Like what? Like I did not enjoy it at all. I read the whole thing even, and I don't know.
So Roll Dog.
It was engaging because I read the whole thing.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It
didn't resonate with you. That's all.
Yeah,
I can respect that though. So that's probably the first time I think I've heard this so far. You're like, it's fine.
It's not for everyone though. Yeah, I will say that.
Yeah. I can say it. Yeah. Like, the art is really good. I like the art a lot, and it's really engaging. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. Pat.
If you like psychological series, you'll like it.
I should know your pick, Pat.
Yeah, well, I just want to say for everybody in the chat, the way everybody was gushing over Haikyuu previous round, that's me with Slam Dunk. Because Ryoto Miyagi,
good man.
Mitsui, you was Clay Thompson before Clay Thompson. Please, thank you.
Facts.
Sakuragi, that's my MC. Who else?
Japanese Chuck.
All in one. Slam Dunk's GOAT. Is one of the best mangaka I've ever seen. And when it comes to art, Slam Dunk.
Super facts.
Let's see that. Okay. So we got so that's already went through. Slam Dunk's gonna go into the next round. So let's start the next one because we got 20th Century Boys versus Soul Eater.
I wasn't. Wait, what did Soul Eater go up against? I completely missed it.
20th Century Boys.
Originally, like was that in the first round?
Yeah, this is first round.
Still the first round.
Oh, we're still in the first round?
Yeah, because we got caught in the pace. I forgot which series it was, but we were caught in a pace for it. But we could progress it though quick.
Okay.
So I'll just get context. 20th Century Boys is a series that was one of the first where I wanted to like own the volume to volume. So I never read the scans for nothing. So I've only read the 16 that you see on my shelf of the 20 that I own. The 21st Century Boys, I can't find anywhere. Like it's out of stock, out of thing. I'm not trying to read the scans, so I'll read it whenever.
God, just draw it yourself. Holy shit.
But Soul Eater though. Soul mother flipping eater is true great.
Yo, sing Paper Moon right now. Okay.
I know. I should.
I'm falling.
But all I know is, bro, listen, Death the Kid greatness. His brother is an absolute sicko. One of my favorites as well.
Go character.
Just the main cast, just in general, I think it's probably one of my favorites.
He pulled the triggers with his pinky, dog. That's all you have to say. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
I mean, I was gonna give it to you to say it because just.
Oh,
but now you said it, so that's real good. But I do like the fact that you can like it's one of those series that when you really pay attention to it, it's like you're getting from 3 different point of views, which of course everything comes up to one thing. But I really like the main cast, and it's like you don't feel like you get into one person's part and you're like, and then the other one's like cool. All 3 of them have their own awesome dynamic. As much as I love Death the Kid, Black Star has some moments, man. They're just like some of my all-time favorite in manga. Like Volume 14. One of the greatest fights I've ever seen in my life with Mifune. Just if you ever seen it, man, you know what you know. But
the Black Star Mifune match.
Number 3, we're talking number 3. But Soul Eater gets my pick, even though I feel like 20th Century Boys should be the series I should go for after the fact. But that's upon when I do like fully finish it. Soul Eater though, one of my favorites.
Why do you actually feel that way?
Well, because when I read for the first 16 volumes, it was actually phenomenal. Just the fact that it's been so long since I've read it. And I don't feel like maybe my opinions will probably change once I've read everything in total. Because again, I read it from like volume to volume when I could get it. It wasn't like it was just available and I can just go like that. But if I just read 20th Century Boys as is without the 21st, it'll probably be different. But we'll probably come back to that another time after. But that's my pick. Soul Eater number 1. Nothing right there. Dritz.
So I'm not gonna have a vote for this because I haven't seen either of them. I will say that I've heard a lot of good things about 20th Century Boys, and I've never heard a good thing about Soul Eater until Laz.
But did you hear a bad thing about it before Laz?
No, I've never. I've heard bad things about it.
I'm talking shit. Just talking.
Yeah, I have no opinion on it.
Manga? Like when you hear the bad things, is it for the anime or for the manga or just a series?
The anime.
Yeah, because the anime they've only gone, I think it was 30 something chapters they adapted, and after that kind of went off the rails into its own thing. But if I were to recommend the series, manga, like the anime to me doesn't exist unless they do a Brotherhood, but. That's a conversation for the time.
To be honest with us, I think before they released, I think their handling of the canon content was pretty good. To be honest, I enjoyed the anime.
I think it was fine, but then as soon as you notice, like after I think it was the Brew arc, after that they went to like a whole different thing, and like the end result, Jesus Christ.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying.
He's saying while it was on track, he thought it was good.
Yeah. When their handling of the canon content, I thought was good.
And I agree with that. I don't think it was bad. Like. Until
I think it's just
I enjoy this.
I guess just the end result of what I knew afterwards is just like that's kind of like what plagues me. With the, but
yeah. Look, the way they handled that whole Astro stuff at the end was horrible. But
that's my guy, man. So it disrespected the hell out of me.
That was like that was just crazy. That was crazy.
But yeah, let me see. So next we got Ebo. You say your pick.
This is a tough one, man. I'm a little biased with Soul Eater. I really like Soul Eater in general. I enjoy that series.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm a little biased with Soul Eater, but 20th Century Boys is awesome. When you're first trying to figure out like the mystery and you're reading it, it's one of those like things where it's really hard to put down. To me, like for me at least. Yeah. So this is a really tough one. I think I'm gonna flip a coin.
Of course. Oh my god.
All right, 20th Century Boys won. So there you go.
All right, so 1-1.
Hey,
Zoro. Your pick.
I want to kind of mirror what you said about Soul Eater with like how good the manga handled that fight, man, with Black Star. Mifune, that was incredible.
Mifune.
I'm a Death the Kid fanboy, but all things considered, man, that fight is just legendary.
Yeah.
I just love the aesthetic because that it's a very unique series, and that the aesthetic of the story is just like very kind of like Nightmare Before Christmassy, kind of weird.
Yeah. It's Tim Burton.
I think I've had this talk. I think I've had this talk before with Naya, but like in terms of like I guess like the horror elements, like I don't know what it is, but Okubo just has this thing where like you feel like there's certain things where like a page gets written, like for example, like you see something with Soul and like the piano, and you feel like the image is like speaking to you and stuff, just the way the art's been presented. I don't know what it is, but Okubo just has something about his art, about their art that like they do a very good job with.
Oh, absolutely, the respect.
Yeah, man.
But with that being said, 20th Century Boys is top tier. Like a top tier story.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite Naoki Urasawa work. I like it even more than Monster, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's my favorite one too, actually. I think about it.
Like what Ibo was saying, like it just has the ability to hook you in with the mystery. No one writes a better mystery than Urasawa. He's so good at getting you flipping from page to page to find out what the truth of all of this is. Yeah, it's a phenomenal story, man. I don't want to say too much to like. It's already long enough, right? Yeah. But I'm gonna go with 20th Century Boys. It's legitimately a top 5 manga for me.
Yeah, that's the energy I got when I was first getting into it as well. So I'm hoping eventually, when the time comes where I can actually like fully give my attention, now that I have all the volumes.
I will say for me that like as it goes on, the later and later it gets into the story, kind of drops off a bit and it kind of drags. But those first for a long time it keeps your interest. So it's not like it's bad by any point. It's just. It just drags a little bit towards the end, but that being said, it's still top tier.
I don't disagree. Yeah, I think Urasawa has a slight bad habit of kind of dragging towards his climax a little bit.
Yeah, same thing happened with Billy Bat, to be honest, but it's fine.
No,
it's so good. Even a drop off is still.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say real quick before the next person goes. Mangaka Soul Eater. I don't know what the hell happened from that to
Fire Force.
Fire Brigade. Like I don't I was on some Samurai 8 shit, bro. Like, what what happened? But,
we gotta save it for another day. We gotta save it for another day. I know Naya likes it, but Naya, you want to comment on that? Or?
I'll say that for another day.
I'm not going to war for Fire Force. Okay, I like it. It's cool. It's not. It's like I'm not one of those people who like everything I read is the greatest or worst. It's a cool. I have fun. Yeah. That's it. I didn't leave it there.
Yeah. I just want to make sure.
I'm not putting my cape on for that shit.
I just want to make sure because I don't want shade. Then
fuck you, nigga.
What did you just say before?
Fire Force is for done.
Fire Force is fired.
Fire Force is fired. Give me top 5 right now. What's top 5?
Let me see. Jay, you got the next one. Man. So it's 2-1 right now for 20th Century Boys. Just keep track. Jay.
I've only watched the anime for Soul Eater, and the ending was an abomination. Yeah. I heard.
He said it's an abomination.
Remind you, he said anime. He said anime. So.
Yeah. I heard the manga actually had anything better than that. Honestly, anything they did that was different would have been better. So I'm assuming the manga is better. And I don't know anything of the 20th Century Boys. I've never heard of it. This is my first time seeing it. So yeah.
Didn't Maka win with an Arabic word in the anime?
I don't know. But Jay, what was your pick?
Soul Eater.
You're a Soul Eater? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Naya.
Yeah, this is a harder one because I think 20th Century, but I have a lot of respect for it. It's just a great series from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
But I had way more of a fun time with Soul Eater, and that matters to me more. But like if you ask me which one I thought was better, I might say 20th Century Boys because I might lean that way. We can have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
But Soul Eater is just fun, and Okubo is one of my favorite visual storytellers. That's why a lot of people shit on their writing for Fire Force. I'm like, at least this shit look good. Like that's what I'm here for. Like like the whole like the madness, like when you're losing your insanity thing, like the way any words, I feel it. Like it's so good, it's so intense.
It's well portrayed and drawn. Yeah.
Definitely.
Mifune versus Black Star, come on, Babylon Castle, Medusa.
Every match was gold.
Bro, even what's the Corona, right? Corona,
yeah.
Conan.
Yeah. Bro,
I wasn't.
That
I didn't
story
really
with
like
her,
Conan,
come on, man, that shit hit.
Corona
Like
stuff afterwards, like near Endgame, man. There's some of the wildest shit I've ever seen. Like,
it's just good. Like, I'm at the point in my life where I'm not into this whole what's better. Like this, what do I like more? I don't care. Like, 20th Century Boys is probably universally will be received as a better series, but Soul Eater is fun, and that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, that's the thing. Soul Eater, I just couldn't put it down. Like as soon as I got hooked.
Yeah, when you were reading it, you were going crazy. You were going ham.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite experiences. I think I had monthly series. Like, and that's the thing too. I look back. I'm like, this was a monthly series, and I'm like factoring things like this happened like 5, 6, 7 years ago, and then we're getting like the actual like resolution to this. It's just like it's brilliant, man. But yeah, Soul Eater right now is up 3-2. Sen.
I haven't seen Soul Eater. I have read only one volume of 20th Century Boys, so I'll go with that.
Okay, so we got 3-3. Silva.
Yeah, I abstain because I haven't seen it either one. So.
Okay, so we'll give Pat the deciding vote.
Oh boy.
What was the vote? 3-3.
Yeah, for Soul Eater and 20th Century Boys.
Yeah, see, Soul Eater, I ain't have fun with it, so I'm gonna vote 20th Century Boys.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
I can't be mad.
Quick shout out to my boy Killick. A good black man in anime. That's a good one.
Hold on, let me see this thing to load up because we got the next matchup. So we got Attack on Titan versus Naruto. Now I'm gonna say this just to be kind to those who are gonna probably click on this video and see this matchup.
Here comes the bias.
Is there anyone who plans?
I vote Naruto.
I vote Naruto.
So 2 people. Naruto. 3 people?
Yeah.
Okay.
So wait, what do you say?
I can say my piece.
So Attack on Titan or Naruto?
And you said, what was your question? Is anyone what?
So anyone want to vote for Naruto? That's what I was going to ask. So okay, we'll start from the beginning. I'm going to just save the time. I'll go Attack on Titan. So Dritz.
Yeah, for me, I have to choose Naruto here. On like paper for all the series that like what I like in a series, Attack on Titan should be one of my favorites. But for me, Attack on Titan, in my first read through after I watched the anime, which I really enjoyed the first season, it was boring. For me, I think Attack on Titan lost a lot of its luster as soon as the time skip hit. It got so boring that I just dropped it. So I want to give it another reread at some point in time because I feel like I was at a different mindset whenever I was reading it.
Yeah.
And Naruto is one of my favorite series. It has like the worst final arc in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is pretty good.
Hold on.
I mean,
the last arc was final arc didn't happy yet. I'm joking.
I mean, it's 200 chapters of trash, but those other 500 chapters are pretty good.
So long. Oh my god.
Oh man.
So I have to. For me, I feel like Attack on Titan kind of lost me with what I liked about its plot once it gave away that secret, and I hated every single character. Aside from one.
See, that's a valuable thing.
That's facts.
It's valuable because it's like I know a lot of people who do enjoy the story of Attack on Titan, but don't feel the same way for the characters. And for them, it's like the story could be good, but the characters are critical to everything else. So it's a valid statement you made there. But we go 1-1. Ibu.
Oh wait, he's done. I wanted him to keep going. That was
I can keep going, but it'll last too long if I keep going. Seriously, I could talk about this for like a while.
I'll say this, I'm giving you a video idea now, so we know why Attack on Titan fell off. You know, you got that.
Oh, I have to read the entire thing.
No, just go with it. Just go with what you said.
It's funny.
But Ibu, what are you feeling?
Oh man, I really wanted to slander Kishi. Like it was one of my driving forces for being here. Like it just it really energized me. I really wanted to slander Kishi, and I think the Fourth Grade Ninja War is like painfully awful. I think I was getting weekly CTE reading it.
Hold up.
Wow. Legit crime. That's crazy.
I need to check out. I can't take it, bro.
This is what we're doing, fam?
But with that said, I'll be respectful. At the end of the day, Naruto's a legendary manga, and the first 500-ish chapters, it's a great story, and Naruto's another series that, like Bleach, that it got kind of ass, but it was with me for a while, and I was once a young Narutard, once upon a time, and
I would say for me, like the last arc of Naruto was so bad that it like heavily dropped out. But like I would say if you take out the 200 chapters of trash, for me I like Naruto more than like One Piece. I thought it was better on basically every single arc. From the beginning of it, most of the time skip until that.
See, now you're giving me CTE, but look, here's the thing. I'll say this.
I'm so sick of that, bro.
This is over there, Minish capping. Just stop it.
I'll say this, man. I went from loving Naruto to like hating the end of it. That like when it was all said and done, when it was all said and done, like my feeling towards the whole series is like mostly neutrality. But yeah, like I respect the series. I still think it's a
I
very
commend you for having a neutral outset from that ending. I was so fucking pissed off.
Oh no, listen, I mean, like it was one of those things where it's like, look, it's like when you get punched in the face every week, at some point you're just like, it's whatever. It's just whatever. You know what I mean?
Whatever.
You gotta remember, I was also reading Fairy Tail in the same week, so it's just like it was just like
this man had a bad week.
That's
great.
And then at the same time, the Knicks were missing the playoffs. It was a weird time in my life. It was crazy. It was just crazy.
Wait, the Knicks? Oh my! Wait, before we get anything else,
that's nothing new.
So your pick was Naruto.
Yeah.
Okay, I was making sure because I don't want to get lost in the translation there. But that's crazy. Lazaro, are you feel the same way or what?
Well, I was pretty much like, agreeing basically again with what everything Rich was saying. But then he had to go back and slander One Piece. Like
the One Piece thing, yeah. I was like, whoa.
What I'm saying is that like that's how drastic the dip in the final arc is that it almost ruined the entire fucking series.
You don't have to slander One Piece every time. You can wait one stream.
That's only shown I can compare it to.
No,
because that's how good Naruto was. It was like One Piece level.
One Piece is a chronicle.
No, but basically, I was very similar to Dritz in that I kind of got bored of Attack on Titan and dropped it.
Okay.
Pretty decently into it. I know it got really good at a certain point, and like Eren became awesome. I got kind of spoiled, but, allegedly speaking. But there was just a portion of the manga where I was just kind of forcing myself to trudge through it, and I just kind of lost interest. And someone bring up a good point earlier about the characters just not being engaging. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, Levi maybe was cool. That's about it.
He was just a hype tool.
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
Characters, to be honest, it's a good story, and I'm sure it's really good for a lot of people. I just couldn't get into it really to that extent. So for me, I got my issues with Naruto. The final arc did suck. A lot of Shippuden did to me, but it's still better than Attack on Titan.
Okay, so we got 3-1 right now for Naruto.
Yo, Naruto's sleepwalking through this shit. Hold up.
Last sounds kind of shook. Last sounds shook. He was like, whoa, snap.
I was confident, like, damn.
He said, hey, yo, if you vote for Kishi, just let me know now, because it's probably nobody, right?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna do better.
Don't underestimate Naruto.
Oh my God.
Believe it.
Yeah, believe it.
I'm low-key sick, but Jay.
I like Naruto. I mainly watched the anime and then I picked up the manga at the end of Shippuden because I couldn't take the filler anymore. And I just can't compare it to Attack on Titan just because I feel as though the quality of writing that I received from Attack on Titan is just overall better than Naruto. So I'm picking Attack on Titan.
Okay, so 3-2 right now for Naruto. Naya. That's a tough one for you, actually.
I'm gonna go with Attack on Titan.
Okay.
But I don't like it very much.
What?
That's how much I don't like Naruto.
Yeah.
Naruto to me is not bad from the last arc. It's bad from when is it the 5 Kage summit when Sasuke's like running around.
That's basically
to me that's where Naruto really starts to lose me. Really around there. But even a bit before that. I'm really not a huge fan of Attack on Titan. I don't like anybody except Levi. I hate the fucking art. I just hate it. It's ugly how it's presented to me. The anime, cool. When I have to read that chicken scratch, bro, what does it seem call it? Attack on chicken scratch? Yeah, I hate having to like, bro. I swear to God, I'll see a panel of like Misaka and like some dude, and I can't tell the difference. I cannot tell the difference if she didn't have some type of like different visual indicator. But yeah, both of them are mid to me. But if I pick bad versus evil, so I'm gonna go Attack on Titan.
Okay, so we 3-3 right now. Sen.
All right, so I do have a bias for Naruto, but taking that away, Attack on Titan, although it's so like it's like top tier right now, especially in the manga right now. It's like it will probably end as probably one of the best shonen story wise.
Yeah.
But the characters are pretty trash, other than Eren, I would say. And I only started liking Eren after the time skip.
Yeah.
And he's like the only character I even care about right now. Everyone else like I don't really care about. Like there's like a few deaths that happen. I'm not gonna say who or whatever, but I don't really care at all, really, when that happened. And I kind of agree with Dritz that even though the final arc of Naruto is garbage, and it was probably like the worst final arc I've ever seen as well. Well, maybe Bleach as well, but aside from that, from beginning up until that point, I'd say there hasn't been a single arc below a 9 or an 8. All the arcs before the final war, maybe 5 Kage-sama as well. Although I didn't mind that too much as well. I think
I have an issue with consistency in that arc. That's what bothers me.
That's fine. That's fine. I can see that too. But before that, there was no arc below a 9.
I would have to think.
I mean, to me,
that's cap because the guard rescue arc. That shit was garbage.
The first Shippuden arc was
like, the guard rescue arc.
That's not garbage. That's not
bad, but that's like
a good intro arc. I feel like.
Yeah, that's solid.
That's a good.
I didn't like that arc at all.
I would never give it a 9, but
I'm not giving it a 9 as well, but I'll give that one like an 8. But
Gaara was like phenomenal in the first part of the series in Naruto, and then after that was just the worst way you can like just
like why did I do that to him? And someone's
you know what I disliked about that shit?
Don't care.
No, that shit pissed me off because as soon as the time skip happens, they introduce him as a Kazekage, and his first match, he gets washed. And then after that, they go to rescue him.
Yeah, but there's technicalities to that because he was protecting the entire village at the same time.
No.
So, like,
win the fight. I'm joking.
Nah, you spit it right now.
You can't block a nuke and then also save your entire village at the same time. So like,
not with that attitude, you can't.
Wait, what?
You gotta believe.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
You gotta believe.
But Sen, what was your pick again, Naruto?
Naruto.
Okay, so now it's 4-3. So Silva, you have the deciding factor if it goes through or not.
Yeah. So like Naruto was my favorite series till like the Pain arc, because that's also like kind of when I got into One Piece and other manga, but I never liked Attack on Titan much, so it's an easy pick for me.
Okay, so Naruto will go through, but Pat, you're gonna go Attack on Titan. It's crazy.
You know what's funny? Truth be told, I don't give a shit about either series. But with Naruto, with Naruto, I was once a very, 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 very huge Naruto fan, and I will say there is no fight in Attack on Titan that slaps as hard as Sasuke versus Itachi the second time, because that shit was god tier.
Yeah.
But
facts.
But with Naruto, it's just It's Naruto, the character himself. He is the worst. I fucking hate him.
He's not the worst.
Sasuke is not bad because he's kind of like a realistic person. He sees the world like how a normal person would see it. This nigga Naruto's idealism makes me sick to my stomach. I can't stand it.
Bro, you don't want to say all the
since that's the time we're on.
God,
since that's the time we're on, I just want to say, man, it always disgusted me that throughout this story, this 12-year-old kid who hasn't experienced half of what half the dudes he's fighting has experienced is always just yelling at these dudes to believe what he believes and shit. Like he's out here fighting grown men and telling dudes like Zabuza how to feel about things, like he understands whatever they went through. It's like, what are you talking about?
You ever seen the meme where it's like a ninja, like S-class ninja with years of training is like 12-year-old kid with shadow clone jutsu and like
but it's like Zabuza knows damn well how he personally feels about Haku, and Haku knows as well. But at the end of the day, there's realities of the ninja world, and you got this 12-year-old kid yelling at this dude about how he should be feeling outwardly. And then Zabuza's reaction isn't like, "Shut up, nigga." He's like, "Your words cut deep, boy." I
was like, what? You remember in Boys in the Hood that one scene where the car pulls up on old boy in the alleyway and stuff? He gets popped. And literally, it's like that, and it's just like instead of telling the guy, "Hey, man, you may go to the hospital," nah, believe it, bro. Like that's basically what the scene equates to.
Throughout the series,
Naruto, how are you gonna stop the cycle of violence? Just believe in me. No, but what's the plan?
I
could do this shit. I bet. I'm gonna kill myself. Bring everybody back because you told me you.
Everyone in the ninja world, politicians, people who have been through war and bloodshed and all types of stuff. Let's rally around this boy who's experienced half of that. And just take his word for everything, man. He's just.
I'm gonna just say two things before we move on. Number one, I started seeing the cracks in Naruto's character when Sasuke told him that you don't know what it's like to lose people because you've always been alone, and he basically ignored that. And that's when I knew he
was like, "That's crazy, but come back."
Yeah. And number two, the pain arc is overrated for the simple reason that when Nagato was telling him about his entire life experiences, this nigga Naruto brushed all that shit aside and said, "I'm gonna make the world better just because I said so."
He said, "Bro, fuck that backstory. I got this." And Payne was like, "You got it, kid."
Payne was like, "You know what?"
Nagato was just like,
"Was I the only one who's in disbelief that worked?" Like, I was
done. Naruto and Payne is one of the wackest things you will ever see.
It's
because it was so good before that. It was so good, and then he talked to Payne. It's like this guy doesn't have any fucking clue what he's talking about.
Listen, Naruto gave Gaara a headbutt and was like, "Hey man, we're the same dude, and I'm out here eating. So stop being the way you are." And Gaara's like, "Say less, say no more." Say less. Nigga comes back protecting an entire village as a political leader. I was like, what are we doing here?
It wouldn't have been as bad if he would just stayed dead, but then he brought every single person back to life.
That's the part that pissed me off. It made the entire arc feel like it was a waste of time.
It's like,
but I will say this, well, now we got that, but let's go into the next one because I feel like we're 2 hours deep. We're still in the first round.
We need a Kishi slander cast next week.
Absolutely.
Yes,
I'm there.
That's a while.
Sign me up.
Laz, go ahead.
We still got 4 matches left to go in the first round, and we're like 2 hours deep, so we gotta. Really,
that's crazy.
I mean, we'll go till 2 o'clock or whatever, but
we're gonna be here all night.
That's what I'm saying.
First of all, ain't nowhere to go. Stay home.
That's facts.
That's true. Y'all in quarantine. Y'all can watch, man. Y'all are getting good content.
But we got Grand Blue versus Hajime no Ippo. So Grand Blue, if you guys have seen or heard of the story, for those who don't, basically it's based on like a guy that's like in his university, first year in university, he goes in for like trying to find like who he is and stuff, and he ends up joining like a diving group. It kind of starts to like understand about the world, like the sea and like just diving, all that. Yeah. But it's probably one of the funniest manga I have read next to Gintama. Like if you love the comedy of Gintama,
it's up there. It's up there.
Grand Blue is up there, man. It's ridiculous, and I think to me it also gravitates as well as the fact that it's one of those series that you say quote unquote the school setting, but this is actually in university, which I feel is such a rare thing for me to see unless I'm not going out and actively seeing for myself. But it's probably one of the better ones when it comes to like the university, where I feel like I'm closer to the characters because it's in a period of time where I can actually understand where they're at compared to high school, where it's like that was like long ago. University could be like anyone from 18 to 200 years. Like it just works like that. But I love Grand Blue, but I've been catching up against the Morikawa greatness that is Hajime no Ippo, and I've been hearing phenomenal things what's going on right now. Ippo is a favorite of mine, so it gets my pick. But Grand Blue is still greatness though for people that should really check it out. But Dritz.
So I'm disqualified from this. I've actually read the first 2 chapters of Grand Blue, but it was not with the intentions of actually reading it. It was Horny Boys Hour. And I was
that's another fact.
I went on the manga reader and I just looked at like the top viewed ecchi series and I clicked on that. 2 chapters later I dropped it, and I have never read Hajime no Ippo and I will never ever read it. So I'm disqualified.
Okay. But I would say, because at least you gave Grand Blue a chance, I would definitely say like try it again because it's actually like a really good story.
Yeah, I wasn't actually looking into it for the story. So
I know that's where I was once upon a time too, but I got something better out of it though.
That's how it all starts.
Yeah,
you're like, oh wait, it's good though.
Ibu, if he comes back.
I'm here.
So Hajime Ippo or Grand Blue?
Sorry, I was fighting the Naruto Defense Force at my door. I got it, but I got into a little incident. But I can't really speak on this, to be honest. Confession, I've never gotten past page like 7 of chapter 1 of Ippo. But yeah, and I have no idea what Grand Blue is. But I will say the first opening of Ippo is godlike. I just wanted to throw that out there. But I've never gotten into Hajime no Ippo, so I can't really speak on this.
Okay, so we'll abstain Dritz and Ibu. Zoro.
I've never seen Grand Blue outside of like some thirsty pics every now and again that it pops up on my timeline, which I appreciate.
Yes.
But Ippo, man, I haven't read Ippo. I've watched a good bit of Ippo, and I think it's really good. Clearly, it's one of the best sports manga, or best sports series rather. I don't know if I put it ahead of my favorites, but it has a really good cast of characters, man. You know, like from Vogue to Takamura. Some of the characters, like I really didn't give a shit about the main character Ippo himself. I really, in fact, disliked most of his matches, if I was being honest, because I felt like a lot of the times, I know I got spoiled of what happens later, but a lot of the times in the early matches, he kind of wins just like everything and has no struggle whatsoever. And I just kind of don't like main characters that don't have any, like, you know what I'm saying, some like personal shit to get through.
I wouldn't say he didn't struggle at all.
Yeah, he won basically every match. He did struggle.
Yeah. So some of those matches he worked really hard for.
I have a quick question. I hear Ippo gets no ass. Is that true?
What?
Ippo what?
What is a half Ippo? You know what?
He's asking the important question. Someone answer.
I didn't hear the question.
I said I heard Ippo gets no ass. Is that true?
I mean,
I
mean, it could be.
It depends on how you want to look at it.
But so Zoro, who you want to go for?
I'm definitely going Ippo. I've not seen enough of Grand Blue to really say, but Ippo's good. Ippo's good. They have a lot of good characters, and some of the matches, like Brian Hawk versus Takamura, is godlike.
Yeah, it's probably a phenomenal match, man. But for me though, like I really loved Ippo and Sendo too. Like their second fight is, I think, still to me like a top 2 fight in all of Ippo. But then again, that's me not counting the manga. If I count the manga, there's probably at least 3 fights that probably
honestly like now. There's no fight in the anime that's in my top 10. All of them are in the manga.
Yeah, I mean, I have to really look back on it too. But like, I mean, just like the moment too for Ippo was just it was just a tremendous time. And Sendo's my favorite character in the entire story, so it's really where I gravitated. But I know he's about to get something later, but I won't speak on that.
Sendo was the moment he won because of shenanigans against Vogue.
Yeah, for his fight, but I'm like after the fact though, like after the
that made me salty, bro.
Yeah,
and then the fact that he pretty much lost every other fight he was in ever. At least in the one I saw.
I can't speak because for the manga I can't really speak, but I know in the anime he has like one more, but then after that he's He's a Naniwa Tiger, man. Like
all the time, like, oh, he gets so much better, man. Sendo's the greatest, man. I'm like, sure.
Hey, he's the Naniwa Tiger for a reason, man. So I gotta put respect on my boy. But Jay.
All right.
It's no debate. Hajime no Ippo. I'm not even gonna waste my time. It's just Hajime no 100%.
I know Naya's gonna put Grand Blue because we had this conversation before. Sen.
And you already know the pick.
We know the tweet. We know the tweet. If you know, you know.
You know.
Like I'm telling you, Grand Blue, it's one of those things where it's like you can literally see something happen in your day-to-day life and can relate to it immediately. And it's like you've experienced it. Like it's that crazy.
Like I said that about that on numerous occasions.
Every time. Like, it's crazy. But Sen, what's your pick?
Like I said before, if you have 1,000+ chapters, you go to.
Okay, so Hajime Ippo gets that.
Yeah, I have seen some Ippo though of the anime, and it's actually really good.
Mm-hmm. So
I put it on pause, but I need to get back onto it.
Yeah. Your pick, Silva.
Oh yeah, Ippo was till like 2 days ago was my second favorite manga, so it's easy for me. I like Grand Blue a lot. It's really funny.
Yeah.
It's no contest.
Pat.
I'm voting Ippo, boss, but I'm gonna check out Grand Blue one day.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I mean, the anime I think is really good too, but if anything, I'll probably go for the manga just because I feel like in terms of like the pacing and I guess in terms of the adaptation itself, some people who are like really hardcore on the manga feel like they could have probably done a better job.
I haven't watched the anime, but I really like the manga art.
Yeah,
I recommend it.
But yeah, so Hajime Ippo goes into the next round, and we'll go straight to the next match, which is One Punch Man versus Tokyo Ghoul.
Here we go.
So Tokyo Ghoul in total, like so we're talking that the first part of the series and Re all together.
That makes this choice even easier for me.
So I'll ask this: does anybody want to vote for One Punch Man?
Me.
That would be me.
No.
I don't. I don't want to, but I have to.
Me.
Why?
Yo, let's just go into.
I'm not a Tokyo Ghoul fan, especially.
We'll start from
I dropped Tokyo.
We'll start from the beginning. Jesus.
Yo, what?
This is scary. We'll start from the beginning.
That shit is liquid.
I'm not a fan.
What am I listening to right now?
Tokyo Ghoul is bad. I'm not a fan though. But I'm not a fan of One Punch Man either, to be honest. But
we'll start from the beginning though. I'll go Tokyo Ghoul. That's easy for me. I do not like One Punch Man.
Ken Kaneki is rancid.
Art-wise, it's aesthetically pleasing, but that's it. And I understand what kind of manga it's supposed to be. The parody is just not funny, and it's not it. So, and Tokyo Ghoul is just phenomenal. And Ashita, big goat. That's me. Tritz.
Go.
I basically agree with you. I think this is a negative for Tokyo Ghoul.
It should be. I pray. Listen to me. I pray to God it is because, man.
This is also including Ray as well.
Yeah,
actually,
so everything.
Ray was pretty good until it's kind of like it's a way less severe situation that we see with a lot of other shonen that does end bad.
Yeah,
the end not great, but it wasn't.
I saw Kaneki's stroke game weak.
No,
Tokyo Ghoul is actually one of my favorite manga, so that's a quality series.
Yeah. Okay, Ibu.
Oh man, I was really excited to slander Ishida, but I guess not. But
slander Ishida? What's wrong with man? You know what?
Yeah, you guys did.
When I do my top 10 homies, I'm gonna have to think about Evil's spot again, man.
No,
crazy. Look, hear me out. This man said, "Yo, I was about to go my Kishi slander, but you know what, Kishi?" And then I'm like, "Okay, but now you're no."
You know what you're not.
I'm putting
this over you, getting
bro.
It sometimes it's like, oh shoot, Kishimoto, let's slander it. But what it goes up against, like, damn it, I don't even like either of these. So now it's just like, what do we even do? I don't want to vote for One Punch Man. I don't like it either that much.
But the thing is that me and you, we got that. With Ibu, that's a different story. That's a different. Like, if I was back in Jersey, but yeah.
Look, I'll say this, man. I'll say this.
Yeah.
When I eventually drop this YouTube channel, my first video will be I'm gonna cut a shoot promo on Tokyo Ghoul, but so we'll see what happens there. I'm gonna just
Ashita, Kishimoto.
Sweet Ashita, Tokyo Ghoul ring. Yeah, it shoots hard. Yeah, like I'll just say this, man. I had fun with One Punch Man. Before Murata started, writing his own stories.
See, that's what I was gonna say. I actually liked the original by one. I had a great time reading.
No, not even just that. I'm saying the Murata drawn content that portrayed the stuff that one originally wrote, because at some point he started doing his own filler. And that gave me CTE, but before that, I think One Punch Man was very fun. I thought it was very, very entertaining. I thought Saitama,
I think the shtick gets stale, but when it started, I was enjoying it very much.
For sure. The early, 8, 9-ish volumes of One Punch Man, they hit. So I'm gonna give it a One Punch Man. I'm gonna give it a One Punch.
Zoro.
Like, I kind of tried to get into Tokyo Ghoul a little while back. I've been doing a couple of reactions to it, and while I liked it, it just, I don't know, nothing about it really kind of hooked me really hooked me in. So I kind of just stopped. It wasn't bad by any means. I just kind of stopped. So take this with a grain of salt, but I kind of just stopped reading it. So I'm pretty much caught up to One Punch Man though. So and I think it's pretty good. The art is amazing. I agree though. Like once they got past the source material and started doing some random shit Marauders wanted to do with the other heroes, it kind of took a step back, but it's still enjoyable and entertaining. So the thing about Tokyo Ghoul is it wasn't boring, but it was just kind of somewhat depressing in a lot of ways, which isn't a bad thing. I just have to be in the right mindset to want to have to read something like that, and it just didn't have me at the time. Maybe if I go back and read it.
That's our last sentence.
Yeah, I respect that. Just give it the reread. Give it the reread. You'll like it more.
A little edgy. A little edgy. A little emo.
Zoro's giving me his reasons, and they're all valid. So
I do need to go back and reread it. So it's not really a fair vote, but for now I'm gonna go One Punch
Man. Jay.
I've not read the One Punch Man manga, only the anime. I read Tokyo Ghoul week to week from Tokyo Ghoul to Re. There's no way I'm not picking Tokyo Ghoul. No way.
Good man.
All right.
Good man.
3-2 right now for Tokyo Ghoul. Oh God, Aya.
I need the original webcomic hit.
Yo, stop.
I'm not kidding. I like it more than Marauders.
I agree.
That's a fair
assessment.
I actually like the original webcomic as well.
I'm not joking.
I agree. The webcomic is actually better.
So when I'm talking about it, that's what I'm talking about at the very least. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to One Punch Man. But I really don't give a fuck about either of these series at all.
Relatable.
If it was Mob Psycho, I'm in there.
Okay, Sen.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah. That's what's best series.
I just put Sen.
So
Tokyo Ghoul.
You could already put me in Tokyo Ghoul, but I love One Punch Man. It's one of my favorite series of all time. I actually started it back in 2013. I think I started it. I read the webcomic as well. That's my favorite part of it. The Monster Association arc is GOAT arc, especially in the webcomic.
Really good.
It's so good. But Tokyo Ghoul, Kaneki is one of the best MCs I've ever seen, best written ones. As much as people hate the ending, which it was not good.
You can't be go with the stroke game like that week, bro. Nah.
It's not a Naruto bad. It's not a Bleach bad. It's not a Toriko bad.
Honestly.
It worked. It worked. It was just rushed.
Yeah. Which is so weird to say because Ashita had such a good reputation and everything with Jump. But I guess I remember if you look at the interview after.
Laz, I'm going to cut you off for a second here. Is Laz literally the only person that's randomly cutting out for everyone?
Yo, I thought that was
that as well.
Yeah,
a little bit, and I just thought it was my wife.
I always assume.
Yeah,
is it me?
Yo, I was moving around. I was moving around in my house.
30-40 minutes ago, and I was like, no, this. We're all listening to this. It's just from last
okay.
Wait, you guys listen to the streamer to me? Because I don't know if you guys
to
you.
So, but am I cutting out still now or no?
No, it's just random.
No, it's random.
Yeah, it might be because of the location on Discord and stuff, but. Yeah.
It just
I find out sometimes when you just stream through Discord for a while, it starts doing that. I don't know why.
Yeah, I've had the same experience, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
after 3 hours, 2 hours, it starts to get a little choppy.
Yeah, but Chad, just let me know how that is after, because I'll fix it afterwards. But
it should be fine for them. They should hear you. It's just for us, I think.
Yeah, they'll hear you.
Yeah, but you just you let me know if you hear anything after that. But send to Tokyo Ghoul.
What were you gonna say?
what was I gonna say? Oh, it's oh yeah. So like with the whole thing with the interview with Ashita, it's like because if you heard like the stuff that he said after the fact and stuff, it's like his health, like his health was really mangled during that last arc. So like I can understand if he wasn't physically ready to go, and then Young Jump wanted to get him out of there. But at the same time, I feel like because again, authors usually have their stories like ahead of the time of what they want to do with the manuscripts and all that. It shouldn't really have come to an effect for what he was doing, but it's just like an unfortunate thing. But the arc, it's not bad itself. I think it could have been a lot better, but for what we got, I was content with it.
Yeah, I agree. It also has probably like my favorite art style in manga, other than maybe like Araki. I think it just works perfectly for the series that he's trying to portray.
Yeah, it's really unique.
It's a very unique art style. Yeah, it's a very unique art style. You won't see it anywhere else. It's a very unique art style.
I agree with that, but I have a very hard time understanding what's going on in action sequences.
Yeah, sometimes it's
I have
no idea who's attacking first.
Sometimes I get that too, though.
That's fair.
Like, it happens to me a lot of times.
But in regular panels, he's probably one of the best artists on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, not so the fight.
He was putting out. The panels he was putting out shouldn't be possible for a weekly manga, but he did it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. He also never took a single break in his entire career, so he's dope.
Yeah, like I think the one break he did take after the part 1 ended was
only after part 1.
Yeah, it was like a month or something. Yeah, and I thought he was gonna go on for a while, but no. But we got this 4-3 right now for Tokyo Ghoul. Silva, your pick.
Yeah. When I first started Tokyo Ghoul, I did not expect to like it at all, but I enjoyed it beginning to end. Like the ending was like it was alright, I guess. Like I didn't expect to end like that, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
One Punch Man, it's fine. I like it, but it's nothing special to me. So I'm a vote GG.
All right, and then Pat's deciding. Well, actually no, because Tokyo Ghoul's already through. Thank God. But you can say your vote. You can say your vote.
If One Punch Man won, I would actually leave the call.
I honestly would end the stream.
I am not having.
You're not gonna get.
I am not having.
That would have been so funny.
That's a tarnish on my name. I would have just laughed.
But I know Pat's pick though is One Punch Man. I know that.
Yeah, One Punch Man is just a lot of fun. Murata's art is a treat. I love looking at it. It's very clean. This shit is just really, really funny. The webcomic, I agree with everybody. The webcomic is actually better than the manga, but the art though, like bro, that shit is just too damn clean, bro. I just love looking at it.
The thing is, with the webcomic, I think the bad art actually helps with the comedy.
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about One's art. One's art is fine. I like it. I'm talking about like how good Murata's art is. Like that shit is phenomenal.
Yeah, Murata's a phenomenal
that's amazing. That's like a top tier artist.
If I don't care about his storytelling, but again, Murata's not a storyteller at all. He's an artist. Off his art, he's phenomenal. The other guy after that for the story, yeah, you can keep that. If it's not one, but one is one still in conjunction with Murata right now, or is it like he just
he's still involved and I'm pretty sure he still writes like things just drop.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
He's releasing more webcomic chapters, and then also everything that you see in the Murata chapters, he's giving him the okay for that. Like he's telling me to do it pretty much.
Okay, then that's fine. Then yeah, because I thought it was another.
So it's not like it's filler. It's just expanding on it. It's just some of the stuff isn't that interesting.
I will say this though, in One Punch Man, it's like what it lost me on was the whole tournament stuff. When I found out that it was deviating away from the comic, and I'm like, and then at the same time too,
all that metal bat stuff.
Yeah, and metal bat was actually not bad with the girl, but my thing was that whole like it was deviating, and I wasn't that connected with the cast as well. Like the action is really what got me with the art, but at a certain point I said nah. But we got the next matchup, second to last in the round 1. This is probably one of the tough ones for me, even though it hurts me. But I know.
Oh my fucking god!
But it's Full Metal Alchemist versus One Piece.
Oof,
that's crazy.
Yeah, this is a wash.
Oh my fucking goodness!
And it hurts my damn soul, man. Oof. Because
I wanted to put over FMA too.
Listen, you guys know how much I love Full Metal Alchemist. The anime is one of my all-time favorites. Even the manga is still phenomenal. But let me just put it like this. Full Metal Alchemist is what helped me open the door to get back into anime and manga. One Piece is like, yo, you staying here. With that being said, I gotta go with One Piece. It's tough. But it's it gotta be done, man. But Dritz.
Yeah, this is not really a hard choice for me. One Piece.
Yeah. And
sure.
I was gonna say if everyone goes for FMA, but I don't want to do my goal like that. So
I mean, I like Full Metal Alchemist, but I don't know. I think I need to like reread Full Metal Alchemist so I can have like an updated opinion of it. But for me, it's just like no matter how I think about it, I feel like it's more consistently written.
Yeah.
On a lot of levels, but I don't know, One Piece.
Yeah. Ibu.
Yeah, look, man, I respect the hell out of Full Metal Alchemist. I think the Brotherhood anime is one of the best anime adaptations to a shonen battle manga, but easily it's one of the best. But at the end of the day, I think the manga is not as good as the anime, the Brotherhood anime, and at the end of the day, it's going up against One Piece. So it's not that much to consider.
That's what I was gonna say too, because I know in the chat they're saying the same thing. It's like, look, with FMA, I do love it, but I feel like the adaptation of Brotherhood is really what speaks to me and stuff. The manga is still phenomenal, but if you're asked between the two, you go with the anime because I think it just really.
This is a manga bracket anyway, so.
But yeah, even just the manga in general, it's the same story and stuff. But it's but it's like again, you're asking me one of my top 5 versus possibly my top 2. Like, it's not easy to choose, but One Piece. It gets it.
Okay, so is anyone actually voting for Metal?
That's what I was gonna ask if we want to move forward, but
I'm definitely not.
So we all going One Piece, or
so you're asking is anyone on cocaine? Basically, is what you're
asking. Like I don't even like, to me it's not even close. It's not even debatable. Yeah. Like, and I don't dislike Full Metal Alchemist at all.
I think Full Metal Alchemist is good.
Okay, so
it's not One Piece. Next round.
So we're going okay.
Bro, I just know everybody in the chat is jumping for joy because FMA won the first 2 March Madnesses, and now it gets booted in the first round.
Let's go.
I mean, it's funny. I was gonna say it made it far, but then
Yo, this next one is gonna be killer.
Yeah, so this actually not really. This is where it gets easy for me personally. But the next one.
Oh my god!
The next one. So the next one we got is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The entirety of JoJo was right now part 1 through part 8 continuously against Vagabond.
This seems so disingenuous, bro. Like I just don't
like
this.
Man.
I just don't like it.
Man.
I'll put it like this. People know how I feel about it. No way. Vagabond, it was good, but then the man quit the manga business to become a politician. Araki Bingo from the 80s and 90s, the 2000s, 2010s.
I don't know about the 80s, but yeah, I agree.
The late 80s? No.
No.
Don't do
it.
From the 80s, Laz.
Don't do that.
80s for its time.
Do not
80s for its time.
You can't disrespect
for its time.
Now, Battle Tendency is a different story, but
tell about
the first of all, Battle Tendency goes. So I don't know what you talk about. You was already on the right path. Don't wreck on it.
Who's the best part? But we're gonna go into
Joseph Joestar? Come on.
You know the booking.
I'm telling you, bro. Talk to him.
Joseph Joestar.
I don't know, man.
Cars, nigga, the pillar, man.
If we're keeping it a buck, Cars should have went over. But
he pulled out a Tommy gun. Like, stop it, man.
Hey, if we're keeping it a buck,
Pelly.
Yo, Caesar's fire.
Come on.
Hey, man, hold on. Smokey? Come on. Smokey?
Yo, Smokey became the mayor. He became Obama.
Yo, put respect on my nigga.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure just to keep it going. But JoJo gets my pick. Araki, like I said, man, 80s, 90s. 2000s, 2010s, and soon to be the 2020s. That's 5 different decades. Araki's been killing the game. You cannot.
He don't miss.
Facts. He has not missed. Yeah. Look, say what I say about Battle Tendency, bro. He hasn't missed. Yeah. That's fact.
The man is 60 and still younger than your mangaka.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
That guy's gonna be around when like all our brains are in fucking jars. And he's still writing.
And he's gonna be writing part like 26.
Exactly.
He obviously is a harmonizer. Come on.
Yes. Come on. But yeah, no, JoJo would get my pick though. I mean, Vagabond. It's like, look, man, if No Way was still ongoing, but even then, JoJo.
That shit actually mid to me.
That's crazy, bro. That's a crazy reason.
It's pretty though. It's pretty.
But Dritz, if you had to choose between JoJo or Vagabond,
no vote.
No votes? Okay, I respect it.
Just vote JoJo. It's okay.
No.
Do it, Dritz. Do it. Listen to him.
Listen to the dark side, Palpatine.
Just do it.
Nah. Fox News, baby.
Oh man, I'm like Anakin asking for Palpatine. Can you help me? No, just die. Like, help me, Ibu.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm still on a third through part 6, and I have not read JoJo's in 6 years. But I also think,
and he's still picking JoJo. Let's go.
And truthfully, I think JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a very inconsistently written manga, to be honest. And I think that like it has this tendency of like every other part is a little shaky, but somehow, some way, it just has this thing about it where it's just like you just let it go and you go with the flow. And you know, I do have a lot of fun with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I think parts 2 and 4, part 4 specifically, is kind of godly in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's kind of
godly. That's a fact. That's a fact. Speak louder.
Kira is a monster.
Kira Queen.
Part 4 is godly. You know, the Dio Jotaro fight. I mean, Jesus Christ! Look, I think Vagabond. I'm gonna be straight up. Look, Vagabond is just straight up a better manga than JoJo in my opinion. Compared with the content that I've read, like to be fair, the content that I've read of JoJo's, I think.
And he's still picking JoJo. Let's go.
But with all the criticisms I said, I'm gonna pick JoJo.
Let's go.
I respect it, Boo. I love that.
I don't care about anything else he was saying.
The sauce.
And this man hasn't even read Steel Ball Run.
I know, like the dude. Ibu, like if you thought part 4 was godly, you have no idea what you're in for with part 7.
You need to know about Mandom. Are you crazy?
If you like part 4, 8 is that on steroids.
I got a friend who thinks part 8 is the best part.
There's a lot.
It's fair. I disagree hard, but it's fair.
It has the potential.
It's me. I'm your friend. I said it.
Ibu, I'll keep it a buck. Part 7 to me is my favorite, but JoJo right now, part 8 could find its way as a top 1, depending on how all this plays out right now. It's kind of godly right now, bro. Like, so I would definitely inclined to get into it.
Softo and duetto.
But Zoro.
You guys are fucking crazy, bro.
I don't think so.
You guys are fucking crazy. First off, if we're gonna use consistency as a liability for mangaka, then Togashi shouldn't have moved on to the next round with anything.
I love it.
Hey man,
he's got a point. He's got a point.
One straight bullet for
another. Same with Mayura. Right? Same with Mayura.
You get some gold coins for that.
Secondly, first let me just say, let me give JoJo some respect, bro. Part 2 is the GOAT. Joseph is the GOAT. Okay.
Again,
wait. Zoro, are you anime only?
I actually have read part 2, 3, and 4.
Okay. So you haven't read past the anime though, right?
I haven't. No. I tried to read part 5, but I dropped it. This is before the anime came out.
That is understandable.
Understandable. Especially with the scans back then.
Those duang scans, man.
The duangs and coffee stains.
Yeah, man. You know, those got doodle stains.
Somebody went into paint on some yellow dinky lip. Come on.
No.
But you know what's funny though? I would take those translations over the manga hood.
They kind of hit though.
I would take it over manga hood though.
As an Italian, I was kind of offended by part 5. I'm gonna be honest for a little bit.
I feel that.
I was a little offended. I'm just gonna be honest. But respect to JoJo part, I agree. Part 2 and part 4 are the shit. Part 3 is super overrated, except for the last fight. And
but most people like part 3 though.
A little bit. Oh, I will say shout out to Bruno. Shout out to Bruno on part 5. Bruno's fire.
Sticky
finger. Hey, this man Zoro speaking facts.
Mediocre as hell. Let's be honest. It was mediocre. If it wasn't for part 2, bro, that saved it. That saved JoJo. It was part 2, for me at least. So just putting that out there, right? I haven't seen part 6. I understand part 7 is the greatest. So I haven't seen it yet. So we'll get to that.
That's a fact.
But Vagabond is
everyone changes their mind once they read part 7.
Vagabond is on Berserk tier for me. Literally, it's that good.
It's great.
It's amazing. It's incredible. And in terms of artwork, in terms of character, in terms of the philosophy, the depth, the layers. Yeah, it's not as entertaining, I guess, in the way that JoJo has that aesthetic going for it that's untouchable, right?
Yeah.
But if we're talking just manga here, the anime kind of put JoJo back on the map, right? The manga is a different story for me.
Yeah.
The manga is a different story for me. It doesn't have the same punch, doesn't have the same kind of appeal that the anime does, in my opinion.
Hey man,
with all
it's
the
a
great
top
music.
10 selling manga of all time.
Time out.
Yo, how's the Vagabond ending?
Time out. Zoro,
Vagabond, you're funny, Silva. But continue those.
Zoro, you think the JoJo anime is better than the manga?
What I've read.
That's not that controversial. I hear it often.
It varies from part to part. Certain parts are better than anime.
I disagree for part 4.
Part 4,
absolutely.
Part 4 manga. Part 3 manga is a lot better too.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the part 5 anime.
Part 5.
It's the anime.
Part 5 is the anime.
It's close.
Sure.
It's close. I like both.
Y'all probably read that shit scans. Come on.
But the anime did it really
Silva, that's the way it was.
I read good.
So wait, Zoro, you going for Vagabond?
Yeah, you're going for Vagabond, though, right?
For Red Hot Chili Peppers, respect for Kira. There's some great villains in there. Cars, the fucking Pillar Man, Caesar, greatness. Okay, but Vagabond's on a tier on its own, bro. Like it's like top.
That's fair.
Fair enough. Jay,
Musashi is better. Is more better written than any character in JoJo. I don't
Jay,
I'm just waiting for people to finish talking.
Jay, your pick. So it's 2-1 right now, by the way, for JoJo.
So I've only watched up to part 3.
And that's enough.
JoJo.
He's picking JoJo. Let's fucking go.
And that's cap. I'm picking back. And I don't know, because for me, reading Vagabond is kind of just it took me into a deep dive into like the mindset of basically a warrior and the samurai who was Masashi Miyamoto. And his whole journey, the people he fought, especially the nigga with the staff. The bald nigga with the staff, bro, I'll never forget that nigga as long as I live. Ever. That shit was raw. It's rare that you see really good staff fighting. But the Inoue's art, adding into that aspect of all like the choreography, the martial arts, even the blind dude in his story, the blind deaf dude in his story. Bro, Vagabond is...
You couldn't remember his name.
It's different, though. Listen, bro, it's been a minute, bro. He stopped writing.
I smell...
Listen, take it back about.
Bro, put this nigga in timeout, bro, please. Jay, keep going, bro. Keep going.
I'm picking Vagabond, man. Vagabond was it's the only thing that I would put near the likes of Berserk in my opinion. So
yeah. Okay, so got 2-2 right now. Naya, I know your pick, so
listen, I think JoJo's an acquired taste. I actually believe that. I don't think it's for everyone. I really don't. Right? But what do I always say? If you don't like JoJo, you just don't have a soul. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. That's all it is.
That's kind of true.
That's all it is. I'm not. You don't have to like it, but I mean, you just don't have a soul. It's as simple as that.
Definitely.
Listen, Araki, favorite mangaka. That's my guy. Sustained greatness, 8 parts. Just he don't miss.
5 decades.
He don't miss. Part JoJo right now. Oh my god! I swear to God, it could be the best part. Listen, it ain't debatable to me. Vagabond is like I think we talked about like Vinland Saga and shit earlier. Like I actually don't really hate those. I actually do not like Vagabond. It sucks to me. It's just pretty. Next.
That's a standard Naya take.
He left the whole call speechless. Yo, niggas was shook. They were like, everybody was dead silent for like 30
and that
seconds.
shit not coming out anyways.
Everybody was mad shook. Like,
when does anyone finish anything properly? Name one. Real? Oh my God, stop it. Just stop it.
Everybody was like, what is this dude talking about?
No, this is known. Like Naya knows, like, but I will say though, okay, so just to move things going. So I know Sen, Silva, Pat, we're on JoJo, right?
Yeah. I want to say my piece for Inoue first before.
You want to wait, Sen and Silva because I know it before. You guys want to say any piece?
All right, yeah. I was gonna say this. I haven't read Vagabond yet, and I was actually gonna start today. And but I will say, I mentioned this before. There's one series that I put on the exact same level as I put Berserk, and that is Steel Ball Run. Mm-hmm. Part 7 of JoJo is a masterful story. It's the best completed story that I read.
Dirty deeds done, dirty cheap.
Bro, don't even get me started on this.
Stars and Stripes. I was gonna say, man.
One of the best chapters ever made, or arcs.
Mondo.
Like,
his art reached a whole nother level that you could even put on like Mira level. You could put on Inoue level. Yeah. It's Steel Ball Run and JoJolian art. You could put on that level. He just peaked on that after he turned into a seinen manga. Johnny's I put him on the same level as Guts as well, as probably one of the best characters ever written. His story is just complete. It's perfect. It's good. He's one of the best. He's one of my favorite characters.
Doja.
Araki as a writer, he's probably one of the most unique writers I've ever seen. The things he comes up with, the designs he comes up with, the musical references, all the collaborations he's done. This dude is like, he only takes W's.
That's facts.
I think I got a deeper appreciation for him too with the JoJolian volumes, because when I'm reading about him talking, even like the manga craft theory, whatever, when I read that, I'm like, bro, this guy's mind is brilliant.
That book is amazing.
Shit.
And just to like tell Dritz, because he didn't want to vote, the only series to ever compete with Berserk on all websites is Steel Ball Run, as it's number 2 right after Berserk on Mao, on AniList, on all the websites.
Yeah. So I'll say, man, JoJo. It's
default C.
JoJo for me, honestly, man. It's
only
series I would recommend highly to anyone that's never seen or experienced or nothing. Like, just to give it a shot. It's one of those like you gotta give it a shot. But
part 6 ending, when that gets animated, my brain is gonna melt. But yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too, though.
Yo, Pat, rhinoceros beetle, dog.
Rhinoceros beetle 4 times, bro.
Yo.
Silva, you want to say anything before I give Pat the
Pat? I was just gonna say, if this was like just from part 1 to like 2 or 3, I would have voted Vagabond, and I haven't even read Vagabond. I just didn't really fuck with the beginning of JoJo, but part 7 is one of my favorite manga, if you count that as a solo manga.
Yeah.
And like from part 4 to like 6, I like them a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna go with JoJo.
Okay. And then Pat,
I'm telling you, those who have read Steel Ball Run, put it in their top 5 usually, or top 10 at least.
So
it's my third favorite part, I think, but it's dope.
Third favorite.
Yeah.
We've said a lot of nice things about Araki. Deservedly so.
Here we go.
JoJo is amazing. But I just want to speak on Inoue, because for me, he has the best art in all of manga. You look at Real, you look at Slam Dunk, you look at Vagabond. This shit is just untouchable.
The man could draw his ass off.
If Mira didn't exist, I would have agreed.
It's absolutely fucking amazing. I saw an interview, like he uses like a special type of brush when he draws Vagabond instead of like a normal pen that manga could use, so he could get the effects that he needs. And Vagabond, reading it, the story of Miyamoto Musashi trying to find himself as like his place in the world as a samurai and what he has to do to become strong. It's a very compelling story. Now, with that being said, that nigga ain't got no fucking deal in his series, because when that nigga said, no, I felt that shit. Listen, if you don't like JoJo, bro, you don't like fun. It's what I said is true, bro. This shit is fucking amazing. Yeah. The first people say don't like part 1. First off, this nigga pulled up on JoJo house, and then he talk about I'm gonna be number 1. Nigga kick this dog, kiss this girl, beat him up in front of his friends. Like, what? You read all this? You wasn't interested?
What's good with that guy, bro? What's good with him? Why is he like this? What's good with this
guy? And we not even talking about my fucking president, okay? This nigga funny Valentine.
Let's fucking go.
My heart and actions are utterly unclouded. They are all those of justice.
Dio is probably...
Put this nigga in the office! Put better than the office right now, bro.
Bro, Pat wants his too bad.
JoJo's an amazing.
Pat wants his too bad.
Bro.
I know that.
Gil is probably the second most iconic villain.
He's only getting
Frieza.
one band. That's it.
No, but seriously, both Inoue and Araki are both on my mangaka Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
But JoJo, though, this nigga got Kira, Dio, and Valentine. Come on, bro. Come on.
Don't forget about Poochie. Don't even forget about that dude.
We're not putting him in there, bro.
Come on. Yo, he's the
guy.
Wait. That's a conversation for another time. Because I know
he's good.
I know.
Next round.
Yeah, like we're already three. I should say now. We're about 3 hours almost. 2 hours and 40 minutes. We got done the first round. So I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
Do you guys think we should do it this way in the coming rounds? How about you do it where it's like all for a series A, you just have everyone kind of just give their hands up for that one, and all for series B, you give their hands up for that. Since we in this first round we pretty much set our thoughts on all the series. It's gonna be the same series,
so
you know what I mean?
now,
I would assume it gets bigger.
Gonna come in.
Yeah, now just the voting parts.
Yeah. So at this point, it's like hands up. You know what I mean? I would think.
But we'll do that though. Make it a little bit easier, yeah, of course. But we'll start.
Yeah, where it's like one piece, and you got like everyone, you know, it's like that.
Well, I mean, we're gonna
go through. But I feel for like Kingdom and Hunter, like you kind of want to explain why you picked one over the other a little bit.
That's what I was gonna say.
I mean, One Piece is gonna win this whole thing at the end of the day, so it's just.
You wasn't supposed to say that out loud, bro.
You read the game plan.
Listen. If you're watching, just drop the like on Laz's stream. A few comments. We all know what's gonna happen.
Yo, Mark said, "Can we move on?" Is what I am.
Yo, evil.
Drop. I gave you all the spoilers.
That's crazy. My man used Observation Hockey to finish the stream. That's crazy. But we'll start off round 2 like this though, and then we'll go quickly through and everything. But Kingdom versus Hunter x Hunter. My pick would be Kingdom because it's probably the manga I prefer more. And again, Hunter x Hunter I like the anime for in comparison to the manga, and Kingdom's manga material is just to me superior to what Hunter x Hunter has to offer.
Kingdom anime.
I heard something.
So how many Kingdom votes we got? How many Kingdom votes?
We got one right now. Tritz, Kingdom or Hunter x Hunter?
I have to think about this one actually. You can go to someone else real quick. I have to actually think about that.
Ibu.
Just think of Merum.
Couldn't get into Kingdom, and Hunter x Hunter is really fun to slander, but it is a great series. So if you want to count my vote, I guess I'll give it to Hunter x Hunter.
This man goes on this whole thing and then chooses Togashi. But you know what, Ibu? You know what? I'll see you in Jersey. I'll see you in New Jersey.
Listen, I'll give Togashi the leeway because he made Hakusho. So I'll give him the
okay, that's valid. Zoro.
Bro, this is tough, bro. I gotta go with Kingdom because Hunter x Hunter's artwork is just so bad sometimes.
Diabolical.
Let's be honest, it's pretty terrible at times. The anime is just vastly superior. Sometimes Hunter x Hunter can be a chore to read because of all the dialogue.
Absolutely, bad dialogue, bad art.
It's still a top tier series. Like let's not make words here. Let's be real. It's amazing, but Kingdom, I gotta go Kingdom. It's really close for me. But
I'm also going with Kingdom.
Going Kingdom. Okay, so 3-1 right now for Kingdom over Hunter x Hunter. Jay.
Sorry, I just read something in my bed.
What in the chat?
But no, Kingdom. I'm picking Kingdom. The read through of Kingdom again. There's very few series where I just disappear for a couple of days, and Kingdom is one of them. Mm-hmm. The only sad part is Hunter x Hunter in the anime is top 1 to me. It's top 2, top 1, doesn't matter. But sadly, the manga, if the narrator's not there, so I got to read all those lines, so I'm going to pass on that one. So
there you go, Kingdom. Okay, Naya, I already know your pick, so Kingdom goes to 5, which already gets the dub. Sen, Silva, Pat, are you going to go for Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah, I voted Kingdom.
Yo, Kingdom? Okay.
No, I vote Hunter x Hunter.
Okay, so...
Oh, interesting.
And 7-2. Okay, so Kingdom goes through. Yay.
Get Togashi out of here.
There we go. Get the fuck out of here.
I want people in the chat to know Togashi's still my number one, bro. I'm still voting Kingdom.
Get that bum out of here, Dragon Quest fanboy. Like, out of here, man.
If I never have to read another chapter of Hunter x Hunter,
I am so
my life would be excellent.
Yeah.
Improved immensely.
I'll give you one reason.
I'll tell you this.
Even though the art...
I was going to say, the cure for cancer will come quicker than the next chapter of Hunter x Hunter.
Yo, that might be true. That might be true.
Man, the cure for coronavirus is gonna come before the next chapter of Hunter x Hunter.
It might.
Yeah, that's actually factual.
Yeah, we'll be out of quarantine before that's that.
That's unfortunate.
Takashi's out of here.
Okay, but
Zoro, you remember the? Oh, go ahead. Actually, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll go to the next one. But Sen, you were gonna say something before we switch up?
I was just gonna say, although the art is bad, I've read series with worse art. For example, the One Punch Man webcomic. So art is not really a factor for me as long as you have good storytelling, which Togashi,
why not both?
Because the One Punch Man one manga is like the comic, the way that it's written, it actually makes it better because the art is terrible and it's the comedy.
But I think it's at the same time as
that's true, but it's not on purpose though. It's not on purpose. He's drawn like that.
One tells you right off the bat.
No, but it worked.
Draw.
But it worked. Like
it worked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. One
that's
tells
true,
you
but
off the bat he can't draw. But like he knows how to do a story and stuff. So
that's true. But then there's also series like Attack on Titan where
it doesn't make sense where it's like
even though the art is bad, I don't.
But for example, like this though, if you have a story and it's like you're seeing how the art improves over time, like you can look at any other mangaka and stuff, right? But to see, and I get it, his health, whatever, but still, you cannot give me decent art at the start of your story, and then you're like what, almost 300 chapters in, and you're struggling to put the pen on the paper.
I would actually disagree currently because since this current arc actually is pretty good art.
Yeah, the art's been better, but consistency for
it's a lot better.
Like,
I don't mind the art so much if the dialogue was so disgusting.
Yeah, for me, I don't mind the art because I read Attack on Titan.
Yeah, but that's
other stuff.
Because again, we're going off the story and stuff. I mean, art is
part
of it too, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It is a part of it, but I don't count it as much just because the story is so good. So.
Okay, so the next one we have is Vinland Saga versus Detective Conan. I know for some people it's a wash, but I'm gonna start off on a hot note. So I'm going with Detective Conan.
All right, so that's the only one I think.
And is everyone else gonna go Vinland Saga? Save my.
I'm gonna go with Conan.
I'm
gonna go with Vinland.
Okay.
Vinland.
So 7 other people for Vinland. I don't mind that, man, because
even though I don't like it.
Yeah.
No. Hey,
as long as
it's just because people haven't seen it. It's just.
I'm gonna tell you when I catch up to Conan because I'm in the 800s right now. When I catch up, my opinion might change because this shit looking kind of crazy right now.
It's fire, dog. The recent stuff right now is just ridiculous. Like I know it's like when you look at it from like he was writing this since '94. It's like finally you're getting to this, but like. Gosha, when he wants to be in his bag, man, he's wilding. You got cut out or no?
You always cut out.
You're good now. You're good.
I think I switched because I got the gain. Hold on, because I don't put the gain too high because I don't know if it tracks my voice too much or not. But sound better now
Discord.
or no?
It's not your mic.
Oh, it's Discord. Hold on.
Yeah. It might be because you're the one live.
Yeah. Is it better now or no?
No, you're fine.
It's
more important for the stream. The stream is okay. Like they'll be hearing
it. Yeah. Oh, that's true. Probably. Okay. Let's make sure. All right. So next one we got Monster and Bakuman. My pick is easy, Bakuman, just because I haven't seen enough of Monster. Dritz.
Bakuman.
I'll pick Monster.
Okay. So we got 2-1 right now because Ibu said 2. Zoro. Zoro.
Honey Bunny?
So,
hear me? Hello?
Yo.
Hello?
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
I was
alive.
Yeah, I'm voting for Monster.
You're Monster?
For
okay.
sure.
All right, making sure. Yeah, apologies, chat, if the Discord's wilding, but it's those hours. Jay. Maybe that's a sign.
So this is fun because I have not read either, but the one that sounds most intriguing is Monster. So I'm going Monster.
Okay. So Monster up right now 3-2. Naya.
Bakuman.
3-3. Sen.
Monster.
4-3. Silva.
Bakuman.
Pat.
Monster.
Damn. 5-4.
Sad.
Okay.
Sad.
Oh man, I swear. You know what? I'll leave it to the hands of the gods. Berserk versus
Laz, it's a rip for you.
Yeah, it's over.
I'm sorry, guys. It's
really
a wash.
do.
It's a wash.
You see,
I don't
the
know
same ones that break bread with you. No, the same ones that break bread with you will try to break you. All that they talked about Haikyuu, and they're gonna get it out here in the second round.
No.
I told y'all to vote Gintama.
I'm voting for Haikyuu.
Okay,
wait. What's the matchup? What's the matchup?
Berserk versus Haikyuu.
So
I'm voting Berserk.
yeah, Drizzt for Berserk. So it's 1-1. Ibu.
Ooh, I'm gonna go for R. Kelly Miura.
What the fuck?
Whoa. Yo, take that back.
He votes and slanders. Yo, this is crazy. And disrespect. That's three things in one.
I will elaborate in an upcoming video. But yes,
okay.
My vote goes to Berserk.
This man is playing already.
Zoro, I know you pick. You have Berserk. Jay, you're Berserk as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh god, this is where it gets scary right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
no, it won't. No.
We got set, baby.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's Berserk.
Fuck.
Wait, me?
Yeah, you got two. I got Sen's pick, so you're it's only me and you that voted so far for Haikyuu.
Yeah, because we have brains.
Yeah. Oh man, it's tough.
Because we have brains.
I'm talking so much shit today.
Silva.
All right.
So I'm gonna go for Haikyuu.
Yeah, and Pat.
Yeah, you know I'm voting for Berserk.
Damn. I tried less.
Smart man.
I mean, it got far, so that's okay. At least that next matchup, I won't give a shit about it. So, but yeah, Dragon Ball versus Slam Dunk.
Hey, that's
my two favorite manga.
I'm gonna go with Dragon.
I'm gonna go Slam Dunk on this one. I wasn't a fan of the final chapter after the match, but everything else was gas. So Slam Dunk.
Oh man,
I actually think the majority of Dragon Ball.
No votes.
I feel like Dragon Ball is gonna be in the minority, so I'm gonna vote for Dragon Ball.
Okay, there, Zoro.
For counting Super, definitely Slam Dunk.
Yo,
we're not counting Super. We're not counting Super.
Or not?
Because Super manga. But Super. But Super.
Man, Toriyama didn't write.
Even though Toriyama.
We're picking what was written by Toriyama. We're not putting Toyotaro in this shit.
All right. I'm still going Slam Dunk though. Sorry, bro.
This is tough.
I won't let you get away.
Oh my goodness! Wow, this is. I hate this nigga, bro. I hate him.
You dare vote for basketball in the face of the Prince of a Saiyan?
Who sounds like Vegeta? Who was that, bro?
That was me. That was me.
That was scary as shit, dog. Yo.
Gohan, why didn't you dodge?
Y'all remember Piccolo's original voice in the Funimation? It was always so sweaty. He was like, go on.
You see a fan art of like Vegeta get his ankles broken.
Toriyama does Vegeta so fucking dirty.
Yo, he embodies Vegeta, bro. Vegeta's
it doesn't even make sense anymore.
It's like the Sanji of Dragon Ball Z, dog.
The disrespect I faced in my own manga.
Jay, did you vote?
Yeah, what's your pick?
I am picking Dragon Ball for nostalgia.
Okay,
work.
Naya,
we out here, baby.
Yeah, I picked Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball. Okay.
That's a surprise.
I'm actually picking Dragon Ball.
I don't actually like Slam Dunk as much as you guys do, but I do like it a lot.
Yeah, Silva.
How is it? The vote?
It's 4-2 right now for Dragon Ball.
Oh, I'm gonna go for Slam Dunk then, just
Okay.
to, you know.
Yeah, I was voting depending on like how it went.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
I like him.
Here's the thing.
I love him.
Pat has the deciding vote because Drizzt did not vote.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, so if he goes Dragon Ball goes through. If not, I gotta go to the straw poll unless Drizzt wants to save me.
See, on one hand, you had Dragon Ball Z, rawness and swag, but that Shohoku versus Sano match though, bruh, this is actually really, really hard. Like these are two of my favorite series.
Pat, I won't let you get away.
Look, man.
And this is to go even further beyond.
You know what? I'm gonna vote Dragon Ball because I recently watched the Gohan versus Cell fight in Japanese, and when Cell comes back, this nigga Gohan tells Cell, "I wanted so much to kill you with my own 2 hands," and that was wrong. So I'm going just off that.
Okay. Okay, so this one I don't even have to tell you, but so it's 20th Century Boys versus Naruto, and 20th Century Boys and 20th Century Boys gets my vote off the stream.
Yo, let's
I just need 16 votes.
Nah, this is the round you need to ask if anyone's voting for Naruto.
I vote Naruto.
Yeah. Well, this is where it's gonna get scary because Dritz.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, you know what? That's fair.
Yeah, so it's 1-1. Ibu.
Bro,
you know what?
You better not turn heel.
You know what? I gotta say,
Yo, Ibu been killing me off stream, fam.
I gotta say. Hey,
I know your IP address.
Jiraiya versus Pain was wrong.
Oh my god.
That's facts.
Oh my god.
You're recording. I'm not in quarantine, bro. I'm about to go to the front lines. You're gonna do this to me?
Yo, Killer
B. Listen, Killer B had some bars. You know,
hey, listen, when Killer B first got introduced and he washed Sasuke, that shit was wrong.
I was like, this nigga's fit. So you know what? You know, for a series with such an abhorrent, just abysmal last arc, I gotta say.
Think about the good moments. Think about the fun. Think about the good moments.
Inducing. Maybe it's the CTE that's influencing my vote. Yeah. Kishi may have had a rough 2010s, but I gotta say, you know, and he also did make Samurai 8. But look, I will say, but Kishi in the 2000s though, man, you know, it's like pre Achilles Kobe. Yeah, so I will say. I'm gonna give my vote to Naruto again.
Oh, W.
Just to troll Laz. Just to troll Laz.
I'm gonna say this before we move on. I'm putting Moose over you. I'm putting Moose over you, bro. After today, I'm putting Terrell on hiatus over you.
Terrell. The hunter of people, bro.
Bro, a living arachnid. Zoro.
I don't even know what the fuck to say anymore, bro. This is just ridiculous.
Well, I'm dying.
Bro, like Naruto lost the moment he fainted in the sand because he heard Sasuke was a bad guy.
There we go.
I'm going with 20.
Yo, I see no issue with that moment.
For God's sake, please save me, Jay. I won't let you.
Yo, not yet. Shut the fuck up, dog. Please.
Oh my god.
Yo.
God. I'm going for Naruto, even though I really wanted to pick 20.
Hell yeah, boy.
Let's go.
Really, is this real life?
Yo, this is scary, bro. I'm questioning my guess, bro.
Nah, you know I pick a 20th century niggas.
I mean, I can't repeat that, but
20th century fellas.
There you go. Said.
Believe it. I'm voting Naruto mainly because I haven't seen 20th Century Boys.
Yo, this is insane. No.
Yeah,
we are fighting.
The nostalgia kicks too hard with Naruto. So,
Alright, don't you remember the Akatsuki themes? Think about that. Okay.
Yo, just go.
Yo,
That's
a biopic.
Silva, I put sense to Silva. For the love of God, have a heart, man.
Get this bum out of here. I'm ready now.
Like the stream, I'm out of here, man. I can't believe this.
Let's go.
I can't believe this. I can't believe this.
Yo, guys.
I'm fucking joking, bro.
Yo, he's down.
Yo, guess what?
You go to the front lines and you put Kishimoto over, bro.
Yo, guess what? Naruto made it past Haikyuu.
wait, it's not over yet. It's not over yet.
Naruto and One Piece on a collision course in the finals.
Yo, let's go.
Yo, do I want to continue the stream? I'm so
go ahead and end the stream.
I should end this. Swear to God, bro. Oh my God.
Kishimoto still here?
This is sickening. My apologies, chat. This is
this made everything worth it.
If you don't hear my voice, it's all on them. This is not me.
I just want to say, all these niggas are insane. I would have voted for 20th Century Boys. Naruto's some fucking shit. I don't know what's wrong with the rest of y'all. That shit sucks, bro. That shit sucks. That shit
sucks. What is in your brain? Like,
hey, like I said, listen.
I just can't believe Evil. Fuck
you. Not a goddamn thing.
No, Evil. Fuck you, bro. You put up Urasawa. No, fuck you. You had this Kishimoto slander in your damn gun. And the bullet wasn't Kishimoto, it was goddamn Urasawa. Fuck you.
Actually, Laz, this is a good point. Next time we do one of these, you should probably get people who have at least seen the majority of everything, because a lot of people are just voting for something because they haven't seen everything.
That's part of it too.
So next time, I've read all of 20 CBN.
I'm not talking about you. Sometimes it happens. I think one streamer was in, he hadn't seen so many things, so just like by default he picked something else. So I'm saying.
But Ibu, you know better. I'm not getting off this. This is it. How the fuck? You know what? No. Ippo versus Tokyo Ghoul. Ippo versus Tokyo Ghoul.
Tokyo Ghoul.
I can't really.
I got Ippo.
I'm going Ippo.
My boy.
Even if only you read
I can't. My boy Ken Kaneki.
I like Tokyo Ghoul.
I'm not gonna vote on this.
Goats, man. Oh, now you're not gonna vote.
I'm not voting on this because I hate Tokyo Ghoul and I haven't read Ippo.
Yo, just vote Ippo.
Nah, don't vote. Don't vote.
Listen,
don't vote.
Ippo seems like a really Ippo.
I mean,
Ippo
it's boxing.
Like
come on.
Yeah, but boxing is fire.
Just remember that any level award for Tokyo Ghoul, I know that nigga stroke game weak. I will not let it go. It was garbage.
True, but again, I hear Mr. Makunoichi Ippo gets no ass, so that's a little bit that's a tough.
Yeah, but he got the Yabaka hammer though. Has the Yabaka hammer?
It's not that he don't get ass. It's just
he gay.
He no. It's that.
I have never.
Why would you focus on that when you can study the blade?
Hey man, has anyone ever seen the movie Boomerang?
Evil. I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
There's a scene where the old nigga was like, "You can't be pussy whipped with the pussy, nigga." And then listen. I'm a vote for Ippo.
Hey.
Dritz, you got Tokyo Ghoul?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2-1 right now for Ippo.
I'm paying back the favor to Laz.
Yeah, thank you. The damage already done. Zoro.
That's 20th Century Boys, bro. That shook me to my core.
That's what I'm saying, bro. This is sickening. I can't believe that shit. So that's probably the highlight of the stream, but it shouldn't be the highlight of the stream. Like,
hey man, people like a good underdog. Like
Naruto. Every tournament
nostalgia hits hard.
Just know that I'm gonna talk to your brother.
My favorite move of all time is the Kagebushi no Jutsu.
Yo, what is going on with that?
What's my favorite attack?
Ippo, Ippo, goddammit.
You got Ippo?
Right.
Okay. Jay.
Vote Tokyo Ghoul.
That show game weak though.
I love Hajime no Ippo. I really do.
Think of Kaneki versus Arima.
Let him make his own choices. He's a man.
Yeah.
People got the hammer, dog.
I am gonna. Oh, yeah, this is tough. Actually, there's a lot of characters I like Tokyo too, but I'm gonna have to go with Hajime no Ippo, bro. It is.
My heart.
It's just. I don't know, man. For me to read 1,000 chapters, it means too much to me, bro. I just can't. I can't overlook.
Laz's chat has been killing me. Yo, this shit is so funny today.
I'm trying so hard not to look at it because I already know I'm being crucified.
Someone said,
and I'm not the one that made the damn pick.
Someone said, yo, this stream was creditless. What's One Piece 190? Someone said, "What do you mean? For Uncle was trash." You're like, "Man, him." I was like, "Yo, they're killing me." Killing me down there.
Yo, was One Piece the only sweep?
Oh my god! I
think it was
so funny.
But actually, no, wait, I have to go look back after and see.
You'll have to see.
See, the gaming bro knows. He got the Ibaka hammer. Talk to him.
The Ibaka hammer, bro.
What y'all know what that is?
Y'all know what that is?
Well, it's actually better that you don't know what that is.
Yeah.
It's actually better that you don't know what that is. You're pure.
Sounds like some jail. Sounds like some jail rape.
We're in the pre-monetization arc. So.
You got a 10-inch penis.
Oh my god!
We're in the pre-monetization arc. So
that's actually
this, yeah. But yeah, who's Jay? I got his. Naya, did I get you?
Ippo. I don't know.
Ippo? Okay. So was it 5-1? Yeah. So Sen, I know you got Tokyo Ghoul. Silva.
Ippo.
6-2. Pat.
Ippo.
Okay, so 7-2.
My boy Kaneki for like the 8th time.
Tokyo Ghoul is out of here. If Haikyuu has to die, Tokyo Ghoul shall.
Hey man, that's my karma.
Yep, it is facts. You deserve that. Now let's get.
Yo, get out of here. That's fine. That's fine. I still got my top two still in. My top two still in.
One Piece versus JoJo.
All right, that's
and
JoJo
just to spite those that just did that to me with Naruto, I'm going One Piece.
All right.
Say it again.
Steelbook. That's all I'm
Say
saying.
with your chest and stop being a bitch.
I can't. It's too late. Oh man, but no, I'm going One Piece just to spite those who went for Naruto.
You petty.
That makes sense to me.
I blame Ibu. My rage will go towards him, but
Wait, you said it's One Piece versus JoJo, right?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen One Piece, so One Piece.
Okay, One Piece, Ibu.
Dang.
Poketo no coin.
Yo, what is this? Get it.
This nigga singing "We Are," bro.
What?
Yo,
what?
get this
Oda baby?
Oh my god.
Oda baby? Oda gang, nigga.
Zoro.
You already know what it is, bro. You already know what it is.
I'm not gonna make it past the night, bro.
I ride for my guys.
How can I top that, bro?
Okay.
How can I top that?
My stomach hurts.
Yo, Pat, you good?
This man just randomly bust out and "We Are," bro. Come on, son.
Bro.
This is beautiful.
Bro, oh man. Zoro. Save me, man.
I would like lose my channel if I said anything other than One Piece. So for that reason alone,
Hey, man.
That's true. You'd be the ultimate fraud. You'd be the ultimate fraud.
Damn, yo.
Jay,
they got you as a hostage. 100 hostage.
Jay, your pick.
I'm on.
Goda does no wrong.
You going what?
One Piece.
One Piece.
One Piece.
So I'm just telling you now, it's 5-0 right now, One Piece. So it technically advanced already.
Was it shit?
Sad.
Anyone else gonna vote for JoJo?
I'll just say shout out to Silver, and I'm voting for JoJo.
Okay, so put there.
I actually was gonna vote for JoJo.
So 5-2.
Right. Good. At least you have some sense.
And then Pat and Silva will go One Piece.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it wasn't a full sweep though, so I can respect that. But I do love JoJo though. So
JoJo is amazing.
They low-key ruined my announcement.
Hey man, Iraqi 5 decades. I'm telling you, 5 decades.
They said they low-key ruined his announcement. Oh shit.
I was about. I'm gonna just K-pop out. I mean, not Ricky.
We're about to sing JoJo.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so next series we got. Oh, next matchup actually. Kingdom versus Vinland Saga.
Ooh. Wait, what's left?
That's actually interesting.
That's a hard one.
I'm gonna go Kingdom. My attachment is just too strong for that one. Dritz.
I've seen more of Kingdom than I have of Vinland, so I have to go Kingdom.
Kingdom. Ibu.
This is one I can't really.
What?
I can't really speak on this one.
Oh, okay. So you want to abstain your vote?
Yep.
Okay. Zoro.
I'm gonna go Vinland Saga. As much as I love Kingdom, it takes a little while to get going, in my opinion. It takes a few arcs to really step into gear, and Vinland Saga hits from chapter 1, so I'm gonna go with Vinland Saga.
That's facts.
Interesting.
Okay. Jay.
Kingdom.
Okay. Naya. Kingdom. Sen.
I'm going Vinland Saga.
Okay. Silva.
I'm going Kingdom. I like Vinland a lot, but I'm not caught up, and I'm caught up with Kingdom. So.
Okay. And Pat.
You know I'm voting for Kingdom Laz.
Yes, sir. 6-2. Kingdom advances to the semifinals. Oh God. Monster versus Berserk.
All right, get out of your monster.
I'm gonna go Monster.
Yes.
Hey, Urasawa, the beast.
Those 25 episodes I saw were, they're pretty good.
Okay. Wow, love. Yo, those 20
Dritz, I already know, goes for Berserk. Ibu. R. Kelly Miura.
Again, I'm gonna vote for R. Miura.
Okay.
Good man.
Zoro.
Bro, Berserk all day. Come on.
Yep. Jay.
Berserk.
Naya.
Come on,
Monster. Sen.
Berserk.
Silva.
Berserk.
And Pat.
Berserk.
Okay, 7-2. My plan failed.
All right. that was a pretty good plan.
That was a pretty good plan. It was. It truly was. Okay, this one, I swear to God, Ebo, I will swing you from here to Naruto, bro. Naruto versus Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball. That's easy. That's actually Naruto.
I could have trolled, but I can't troll Dragon Ball, so I gotta vote Dragon Ball. I can't do it.
There we go.
So Dritz got Naruto. I got Dragon Ball. Ibu got Dragon Ball. Okay, Zoro.
Damn, man, it was a good run.
Both are not my favorite, but man,
come to daddy.
I think I'm gonna have to go Naruto. Actually,
let's go.
Very highly of
Jesus.
I just don't think very highly of Dragon Ball overall. I'll be honest.
Yo, Naruto in semis? Yo, that's wild.
You're doing God's work.
I don't even like Naruto like that. But...
Hey, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Oh, this is insane.
Yikes.
Be honest. In Dragon Ball, people forget.
Have you read the Dragon Ball manga as well?
Oh, of course, it's great.
Stream though.
No. I think the original Dragon Ball is actually better than Z, personally, for me.
For sure. I mean, yeah, overall, for sure.
Yeah, Jay.
I'm gonna go with Dragon Ball again. I will never forgive Naruto for how it ended. So.
I will never forgive Naruto.
Okay.
I'll never forgive.
Naya, I know, goes for Dragon Ball.
I won't let you.
I have to assume Sen and Silva are gonna go for Naruto.
You can destroy entire planets, Frieza, but you can't even destroy one man.
Take his mic away from him, bro.
Goku, what are you doing? No, King Kai, I have to fight him at his best. 100%. He said, I have to whoop this nigga when he's at using all his power, so he knows in the afterlife he can't mess with me. He has no excuse. I was only going, no, we went 100% and I beat that ass.
Sen.
I vote for Madawa.
Oh Jesus. Silva.
Madawa. What's the score? What's the score?
It's 4-3 right now for Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna go with Naruto then.
Oh, Fran, I hate you. Why? Fran, why?
Let's go.
I swear to God, bro. I swear to fucking God.
Laz,
I don't
what are you
gonna do?
Laz, do you really think I would ever vote for Naruto?
Bro, I I've been lied
Get that shit out of here, bro.
This is nothing new.
Damn, we tried.
Finally, that's common sense.
This shit had no business making it past the first round. What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying, man. But it's disgusting.
And for anybody who's Naruto, I won't let you get it right.
Finally, justice, man. Justice.
Can an android like yourself experience fear?
You say it, monkeys.
Whoa.
But yeah, the last match of the quarterfinals, we got Hajime no Ippo and One Piece.
Yo, like that.
I love Ippo, man.
Ippo versus what?
One Piece.
All right, who's gonna vote for Ippo?
Does anyone want to vote for Ippo?
I mean,
nope.
Not I.
I just want to say,
not I,
Nah.
good sir.
Man,
I'm
on,
not.
no one's
But I
beating
just want to
Goda.
say,
He's
Ippo
Goda.
was fantastic.
This
bro.
run to the finals, man.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
This is
LeBron
the
energy.
2017 Warriors.
Yeah.
Wait, what's gonna be the finals? The best two? Dragon Ball and One Piece? Let's go.
We'll see. Imagine, yo, let's get it. Let's get it.
All right, so we got the next
Let's
matchup. The first semifinals, we got Kingdom versus Berserk.
Get
I voted
Kingdom out of
Kingdom.
here.
Oh, hold on now. Hold on now.
Hishin unit.
Hold on now.
Kingdom.
Get it out
Kingdom
of
gets
here.
my vote. I know Berserk.
Yotanwa.
Dritz.
Bingdom.
Yeah,
oh
Berserk.
my
Ibu.
goodness.
Bingdom.
I'm gonna go for R. Kelly Miura
Bro,
again.
you're sick.
Let's go.
Nigga, keep calling him R. Kelly Vera, bro.
I promise you when that video drops, I'm clicking ASAP. I need to know why.
I don't see
I
nothing
need
wrong.
I already disagree. I ain't clicking on that.
Take away his mic. Zoro, I know you want Berserk.
Yeah, let me think about it.
You think
Let
about
me
it?
think about it.
Nah, he's
You
choosing
captain.
some.
No.
You like Rape Man?
Tell me what you want.
Put your glasses on.
Work,
Come on.
bitch. Let's go.
Put your glasses on.
Nothing will go wrong.
Let's go.
Okay, so 3-1 right now for Berserk. Jay.
Everything.
He said, didn't he say no matter what is always Berserk?
That's facts.
He did, yeah.
Oh,
I think it's
I'm
like
here.
Kingdom.
I'm here.
I thought didn't Ebo vote for Kingdom? Oh no, he voted for
I'm here.
R. Kelly Vera. My fault.
Oh, y'all didn't hear me? Oh, I was like,
I just forgot.
Oh, let's go.
You know what that is.
All right, that's a
Where
Berserk.
the hell did my thing go? Hold on.
I had no clue what was happening there.
I did my best impression of that goated soundtrack.
Oh,
With the
I
little
thought
lady in the
dude,
back. She's like, whoa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, dude was having a seizure. I was like, yo, he good, bro?
He said, yo, bro.
Yo, I don't know what he was doing. I was like, wait, what? Did I miss it? Did I miss something?
They was like, yo, is this nigga smoking crack, bro? Is he good?
Yeah.
Okay, so just to make sure, so I voted Kingdom. It was Dritz, Ibu, Zoro, and Jay that went for Berserk. So it's 4-1. Naya.
You don't have to ask.
Kingdom. Sen. Jesus Christ.
I'm the opposite of Jay. If it's Berserk, I'm not picking it. I'm not picking it.
Silva and Pat.
Kingdom.
I would have voted Kingdom.
Yeah.
Oh man, the comeback.
So Berserk, it won already 5-4.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, never mind.
Sen was the 5th vote.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Get Shin out of here. He ain't no gut.
Damn.
He's better. He's right.
Yeah, he's better.
Does anybody remember the legendary Uber car rant on the beginning of Kingdom? Was anyone around for that?
Yes.
He said he beat two trained assassins. He walked for miles on one leg. Walked for miles, nigga.
All right,
And
so
Motown is my MC.
So
Trained assassins.
All right, so second
legendary.
semifinal, we got Dragon Ball versus One Piece.
No.
I vote Dragon Ball.
Okay, so
I'm joking.
okay, so I got One Piece. Dritz, I assume One Piece. Okay, Ibu, Dragon Ball.
No, Dragon Ball's
Nah, get Dragon Ball out of here.
What? y'all are booking my votes like that. Yeah, you know. I'm sorry, Toriyama. I'm gonna have to give this to One Piece.
Okay. Zoro.
Even though Oda also gives Sanji the Yamcha treatment, which
is anyone gonna vote for Dragon Ball?
Bro, I voted for Naruto over fucking Dragon Ball, so you know.
Okay, so go full 9. We got a wash on Dragon Ball as it should be, and we got the final.
Oh, hold on! Don't disrespect now. We're not talking about Naruto here.
No, the disrespect already happened. So this is happening.
Listen, One Piece washing the legendary Dragon Ball. It's like when Shawn Michaels super kicked Ric Flair. It's like I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it is.
I gotta put you out. I gotta put you out.
Hey, Dragon Ball did what it was supposed to do. It got that bum ass shitty Shinobi series out of here.
If you actually add Super, which enhances Dragon Ball the manga, with Moro, the Ram, which is the goat man. I don't know, man. Dragon Ball my.
Yo, GT over Super.
Naya, please stop.
Dragon Ball GT. Dragon Ball GT. Body bags. Dragon Ball.
That's like.
You know,
I will take.
Pat and Lad know I hate Moro, so they don't have
I would watch GT like 4 times before watching Super once.
Super facts, big facts, bro.
You're fighting a ram,
bro. Give me Dr. Mew and Dr. Jerome, bro. Give me that, bro. I'll take it. I will take
baby,
it.
bro. Like baby.
What's the final? One Piece versus
so we got the final. So Berserk and One Piece. Yeah.
Really?
So Berserk and One Piece. I'm gonna save my vote for last.
I want to go last too then.
So you want me to start then?
Yeah. So Berserk up 1-0 for Dritz.
Yes, also, these are the finals. I will say a little bit, I guess.
Oh, here comes the Dritz speech. Let's go.
Yeah, it's not gonna be much.
If you want, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that One Piece does better than Berserk. Berserk has better characters, better plots, better art, better storytelling, better fights, better consistency overall. One Piece is having like a reverse of Naruto in the post time skip, where it's having a continual trend down that's unprecedented for how quality it was before that point in time, where Berserk has never had this drop before. So that's for me, it's not even a choice.
Have you read the recent Berserk chapters?
What's wrong with them?
I'm just asking.
They're not amazing, but not nearly as bad as what we witnessed in One Piece.
Whoa.
Yeah,
at least it ain't a Wano chapter.
I don't think there's anything that Oda does.
He's entitled to his opinion. Berserk is an amazing series.
Mm-hmm. So who's next?
So Ibu.
One dream.
I said anything. This guy. Zoro.
You should have sang each opening for each round.
He really should have. But Zoro, your pick is Berserk, is it?
Yeah, I mean, like, don't unsubscribe to me, but like,
nah, it's okay.
I think it's okay.
I'm gonna spam Zoro's comments, bro. I'll be like, this man's a fun.
Say the truth.
Traitor! It's Berserk. It's just better.
Okay. They fly now?
Yeah, they fly now.
I'm sorry. They fly now. Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Man, that shit was so fucking trash.
That movie was so bad.
I never want to see that shit ever again. Bro.
Oh my goodness.
What can you give me? Everything. Really? That's your answer. Oh my.
Yo. We had a whole set of lore of what the Force was, and then in that last movie, they were just like, "Fuck it." Like, crazy. That's crazy.
Everything.
Jay, your pick actually.
Someone in the chat threatening me, lad. What do you want to do?
So is anyone gonna vote for Goda here? Is anyone gonna rock with Goda here?
So what is this? This is One Piece versus who?
Berserk. So Berserk's up 2-1. Berserk's up 2-1.
He said,
"Oh, well." I did say earlier that if
take that D out your name.
No, listen, bro. Listen.
talk shit.
I already said if Berserk is up against any other series, I'm picking Berserk. So
let's go.
Just pick Berserk, please. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Good man.
Naya's going for One Piece.
Now, One Piece. I don't think there's a single thing Berserk that's better than One Piece. Not fighting, not funnier, not art, not character. I'm not kidding.
You know that's cap.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I don't think there's anything better than One Piece.
You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me One Piece does villains better at the very least.
It does.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
I think that. I could argue.
Combat? You really think One Piece combat's better than Berserk, dude?
Bro, Don Krieg.
That's so cap.
Berserk is not even a battle series in the comics.
Don Krieg is one of the most complex villains in shonen.
Yo, Don Krieg.
First of all,
he's one of the most
Simon Brass Knuckle.
I'll take before Griffith, honestly.
Let's be real. Listen, Griffith is a maestro of mayhem. Like, I'm taking nothing away from Griffith, but like, come on, guys. Like, let's really look at Buggy here. Like, come on. When you look at a guy like Captain Kuro in the Black Cat Pirates, it's just like, bro, like, what do you like? Come on.
It's so obvious.
You got me there. I might have to.
Yo, that pussy fucking is different, bro.
Foxy, bro.
Like I said, ain't a single thing Berserk that's better than One Piece to me. So you gotta go. I gotta go with one go.
Okay, so I got Naya's in. Send your Berserk, no?
Yes, Odie Jones is Haikyuu godly.
I'm just gonna copy and paste Dritz's speech.
Okay. Silva, One Piece.
What about Body Jones?
Most importantly, One Piece comes out.
I just want to say. Go ahead, Silva. Go ahead, Silva.
I was gonna say, like, I really wish Berserk didn't have so many breaks, because I feel like if it didn't have them, it would have probably been like, it might have been my favorite series. Honestly, I'm not even joking. But I'm voting One Piece here.
Okay.
The breaks really good.
I just want to say, as far as Berserk is concerned, it is one of the most amazing series I've ever read. Falcon of the Millennium Empire, that arc is truly astounding, both visually and when you look at all the themes involved within Guts, his development as a character. That shit is profound.
Just to get to the point, you better.
Let me give Berserk its just due before I make my pick. Berserk is truly an amazing series. If you're into dark fantasy, or if you're not into dark fantasy, I think it's a must read if you're into the medium period.
Yep.
But One Piece,
if you're into chapters not coming out, Berserk is
Yep.
One Piece is the pinnacle of art and literature to me. It's fun, it's funny, it's exciting.
That's the biggest cap I've heard about.
That is facts.
That is the biggest cap.
That is facts.
Wait. I didn't hear you, Pat. Can you just repeat that last part? The pinnacle.
I said it's the pinnacle of art and literature. It's fun, it's funny.
Okay. Facts.
It's fun, it's funny, it's fascinating. Oda's art style is so unique. It's so warm. It invites me into the series. Every single time the chapter drops, whether it's at Thursday at midnight or Friday, I stop everything I'm doing and I read that shit.
You get up and you read that goddamn chapter.
It just levels up my mood.
You stop everything you do.
That's the
nothing touches me. Nothing touches me like One Piece. I drop.
You get off dialysis and read that chapter.
Look. I could catch the coronavirus today. If Oda gives me 3 chapters in a row, I'll be cured.
Facts.
Absolutely.
That shit will unleash so many endorphins into my system.
It'll make it
big super facts.
I could prove that medically.
I'm gonna tell y'all this because these days, the way my life is set up, I don't read manga as often as I used to, and so recently I put One Piece on hiatus a couple of times because of just how things go. And every time I find myself sitting through reading 20 chapters in one go, catching back up, I feel my heart is full of gratefulness. It's like I finished the experience and I'm like, yo, I'm not reading a manga. This is not a manga. This is a chronicle of epic. I'm truly just grateful that this manga exists and my life.
He don't dance. He don't dance.
It's not a story. Like this is not. It's just not what y'all think it is.
Well,
like
if you're judging it based on a story, you would lose.
Absolutely. Listen, one.
Someone's you sound a little hurt back there. You good, bro?
No, I expected this. Doesn't really matter.
Man.
Yo, my face hurts from laughing.
Listen.
Otis' influence on the planet. Listen, Otis' influence on the planet is.
Has Laz voted?
No, I haven't voted yet. It's 4-4 right now, by the way.
We already know. You already know what Laz's vote is. He could hold that suspense all he wants. We know the answer.
Yeah, I've already had my heart for certain voting and stuff.
Take it away, King.
But Pat said everything he needed to say, man. I'm going
All right, cut the stream. Put that
bitch ass
every day
where he belongs in the dirt. I want him dead, Laz. I want him gone.
Laz, don't that's man.
Listen,
do this for the culture, man. Come on.
Listen. I am gonna do it for the culture. I'm gonna do it for the pinnacle of art and literature.
Cap.
There you go. One Piece. It just had to be, man.
Pinnacle of cap. Pinnacle of cap.
that statement was the pinnacle of cap.
Which cheers as Nickel always. Let's be honest.
Look, man. Look, Berserk is a great story. It deserved to be in the finals. But it doesn't move me like One Piece does, bro. One Piece just, I can't explain it. It just has a supernatural effect on my mental state. I can't explain it.
Yeah, One Piece, man. Look, I recognize Berserk though for the series it is, but nah, nothing comes close to the One Piece experience, man.
Do y'all realize why Oda takes a week off after every few chapters? Like,
Situation makes them.
It's make chapters. He's not playing Dragon Quest. He's not.
It's not to play Dragon Quest. It's not even for his own health. Truthfully, it's to give his body a chance to breathe, because if not, he's gonna overheat. Like he physically has to cool his hands off. There is too much power coursing through his veins. There's way too much power coursing through his veins.
No, this is the greatest stream I've ever been in.
It's illegal. It's physically illegal.
It has to stop, bro. I can't take it anymore, bro. Like, come on.
Hold on. Yo, Pat, does your manga come out?
Yeah, it comes out weekly, bro.
Oh, okay.
No, there's nothing wrong.
I like consistent content. That shit fire to me. I love it.
For 900 plus chapters, has it missed? Nah.
Hold on. It's missed a lot. Let me check the facts real quick. All right, I've accumulated the data. The results show that out of the 970 plus chapters that Oda has written, he has not missed a single time.
He's only missed
the man wrote Wano. It's already.
Are you telling me that he's 100% from the field?
That is exactly what I'm saying.
Don't miss.
Don't miss.
You know how in the NBA they had the 50-40-90 club, like in manga, like Oda is in his own select 100 club. Like it's just ridiculous.
Exclusive.
It's astounding. Honestly, it's unprecedented, to be honest.
It's been many years since I've heard such a gathering of pure tomfoolery and just absolute hysteria to the point where my body is shutting down hearing this. It's ridiculous.
Wait, hold on. Hey, ain't your name on YouTube JD Legend?
Yeah.
What's that D? Is your middle name actually D?
Yes, it stands for Darnell, bro. What's up?
So you mean to tell me?
Let me tell you.
I want to say this.
Yo, Pat. For people who claim to love Berserk a lot, they don't ever talk about it on their channel, though.
Yo,
every week,
I want to say one thing.
Repeat the chapters.
Oh, they don't read the chapters. I don't know.
I want to say one thing real quick.
Now,
how you fear Manga Berserk? You got no Berserk video. No testimony. Sounds like cap.
No, okay.
Sounds like One Piece to go because you talk about it every week.
Yo, I get what y'all are saying. Fair enough. Like One Piece is definitely my GOAT. I understand that, right? I think Berserk's a better story. But this is like I've never seen a dick suck so sloppily before. Bro. Like,
there's a first time for everything.
Everywhere.
Twist around. At least there's consistency, bro.
There's a first time for everything.
Yo, no gag.
You gonna watch me throw it back?
Don't miss.
I didn't hear one choke sound, bro. I've never seen that like this, bro.
Jay, I don't have a gag reflex. I don't have a gag reflex. You could lodge that in there.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
On a serious note,
have we been serious?
Man Oda,
I think we've been serious.
I've been dead.
Constantly riles me.
Me too. I've been dead serious this whole time.
with the emotional aspect that he adds to the series, I've never read a series where I cared about so many different characters all at once. The Rogue Gallery is one of the best, if not the best, that I have ever seen. The lore is just astounding. It blows me away every single time. And the adventure. The adventure. I cannot stress the adventure enough. We got islands in the sky.
Let me just say
the sea. We got islands where one half is like smoldering hot and the other is a fucking blizzard. Like the
Pat,
creativity.
I'm actually tearing up right now, my man. Like I'm really.
Bro, it's just like.
Hey, look, I'm gonna just say this. Right? Look, here's the bottom line. We are nearing for those of you who are caught up to One Piece. We are nearing the Battle of Onigashima, right? And I'm gonna just say this: what's gonna happen here is going to do more devastating and damaging effects to my body than COVID-19 could ever hope to. That's all I'm gonna say. You know?
So, oh man, I have a concussion right now, bro.
Yeah, obviously, end of the day, this shit's all subjective. It's all subjective.
It is objective.
One Piece is our absolute favorite. It had so many moments. I've laughed, I've cried, I've laughed. X, Y, and Z. Bro, that's the reason why I get so goddamn pissed when it's not hitting, because I know what it's capable of. That's why I'm so fucking mad all the time. Sometimes when I'm on, I'm like, bro, you're better than me. That's why I get so frustrated. I love it too much. That being said,
if you want good moments, if you want hype moments, if you want good world building, go check out One Piece. But if you actually want good writing, check out Berserk.
So One Piece doesn't have good writing?
Yeah, that makes no sense whatsoever.
He tried it though. He tried it. We respect.
Hey, man. No series makes
you miss 100% of the shots you don't shoot. So you took the shot.
Like I said, no manga 1,000+ is GOAT. It's not GOAT.
Okay. So next year you're gonna change your opinion when One Piece hits 1,000, right?
Yeah, because you know
if it doesn't, it's garbage.
He don't keep the same energy. We know about them.
Same energy, son.
Yeah, I'll change my mind. I'll rank it up a bit once it gets to 1,000, and it's not horrible.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is this right now: we've had consistent over 80 people watching live. We had almost 100 at one point, but we only have 57 likes. You gotta fix that up. They
didn't want to like the video because y'all put Naruto in the semifinals where it didn't belong.
No, it belonged there. If One Piece won, it belonged in the semifinals.
Oh no!
No, but you guys, it was up against Attack on Titan in the first round.
Man. Attack on Titan is one all I hear are these weak clapbacks, like salty. I'm not phased. Salty.
I still can't believe some of these picks, man.
I love that ocean water. You know, talking about that. That east blue water. That salt.
Nice, a national treasure.
Pristine. Yo, lad, I'm so tired. End the stream, dog. I want to sleep.
I can't lie, bro.
To be really honest with you, I was getting very exhausted, but just thinking about the manga that is One Piece.
I was fucking exhausted the last hour.
I'm so full of just nutrients.
Please stop. Please stop, bro. Stop it.
It's been a great stream though. Regardless, though, we had a lot of fun. Yeah. Obviously, some controversy and everything.
Shouts to the chat.
Yo, your chat is violent. Yo, chat is sloppy. They're saying the amen and God bless Oda. Yo, what is this?
I'm looking at my shelf of volumes right now and I'm shaking.
That's nuts, bro.
I'm looking at all my One Piece volumes, aka the Bible, and I'm just put a smile on my face.
AKA the Bible. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You're a piece of shit. Let's be honest.
The good one.
He's not wrong.
If One Piece
Berserk is the Bible.
Not wrong. I am. But that does not change the greatness of One Piece. What doesn't matter what I am.
I will say this too as well, because you don't see a Berserk volume on my shelf, but my actual One Piece stuff, literally right by my bedside. There's levels to this. Okay, but just in general though, great stream. That's a lot of fun. Obviously, the series that went through and stuff, it's objective. Whether you like, what you don't like. Berserk, obviously, we knew it was probably gonna make it this far and stuff. So if you haven't seen Berserk, definitely go check it out. It's probably the highest rated series you can definitely experience. Again,
and if you haven't read One Piece, check One Piece out.
Yeah, exactly. And
absolutely.
I imagine everyone's probably read it.
Yeah, I mean, and then of course there's
other. And check out Tokyo Ghoul.
I hope most people read
Haikyuu. I'll say this too, even for the sports series, as well. Give the sports series.
Check out Naruto. Made it far.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. That's a good place to end it, man.
Semi-finals.
Hey, man, they got to rerun the Fourth Grade Ninja War on Comedy Central.
But appreciate you guys coming through. I don't know what we're gonna do for the next stream and stuff, because now we're done with the March Madness and stuff. But if anything, future streams gonna be going on Twitch, gaming, probably for like Pirate Wars 4 or some other stuff that's going on. If we decide to do something else, maybe like another draft or something, we might do that down the line. But
if you ever do something else, do like villains or something, or MCs.
Yeah,
where are you getting Pirate Wars?
Let me end the stream. Like the stream, guys.
Thanks.